Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Since I did the shows a couple of days ago, and there are a lot of breaking news, of course. Arsenal season is over. Kai Havertz is out for the rest of the season. Arsenal lost the league because of the injuries. Arsenal will lose this league because of the injuries, of course, and because the board let down Arteta, of course, and the team. We all know that. We just spoke about it on the Football Terrace as well. Man City absolutely crumbling. They're absolutely crumbling every
Jordz
but I still think. Hold on. There are actually news about Spurs, and Jordz is gonna love this. Terzić is lined up to replace Ange Postecoglou this season. Actually, now this is what our people don't know. If you go and Google that, you will find the news from Germany. Terzić is about maybe replacing Ange soon, and a lot of Spurs fans are happy about this assignment.
Manager, I swear.
Terzić. You remember the Dortmund one that bottled the league in the last? He suits Spurs to the T because he bottled the league in the last game.
Terzić.
Yes, Terzić.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying Perisic. I was like, these man are finished. Oh, okay.
Terzić, guys. Anyway, big up everybody that is here, guys. Terzić. Everyone knows Terzić. He coached Dortmund. He bottled the league to Thomas Tuchel in the last day. You guys remember that?
Pronunciation's throwing everyone off. It's Terzić, isn't it? I thought it was Eden Terzić or whatever it is.
Yeah, Terzić, the guy that coached Dortmund, the young guy, younger upcoming manager. Yeah, it's good actually. It's very good. It's Terzić. Yes. Anyway, big up everybody that is here. Big up Flawless that is here. Martin, Dave, who's eating, Jordz, Husam. Martin, the Mancunian way, will be with us. But we have to start with Arsenal and the Kai Havertz news.
Baby.
What is baby? Oh, this is no baby.
I'm first. I'm first as usual. It's fine. Let's go.
You are first because this is the breaking news now. Oh, should we talk about Man United? No, we shouldn't. No,
I feel like Man City, maybe Real Madrid. You know, there was a game.
Martin, when Martin comes here, we'll talk about Man City.
There's no City fan, mate.
There's no City fan is not here yet.
What did
you make of the news? What did you make of the news? What did you make of it? Is the season over for you?
Martin, can you stop with the nonchalant gimmick already? Like, what do you want me to say? As if we tell you, like, we give you a briefing what you can and can't say.
You're already mad that I'm not like Hulk smashing my
just
place.
Say whatever you want, Habibi. No one's stopping you. Flawless is here to rebuttal, not us.
I woke up like half an hour ago and had a shower, so I haven't had a full chance to get into panic mode like the rest of the fan base. But from what I can tell, the season's over because shit guy's injured.
What?
You guys said that Havertz is shit, right? So I don't know. He's a shit guy, but he's injured. So I
We're
don't know how
asking
much
for your
respect
opinion, not our opinion. So you're saying out we think he's shit. What do you think?
that's easy, Jordz. You just look. I think
You
that,
know what that's called? That's the football wars training right there. Listen, we just don't fall for it. Like it's different. Listen, we had to listen to Hamza for 7 hours straight. Like we can't do this, man. Come on. We want your opinion. You think he's
My
good?
opinion is that we're up against it. I don't think anything's changed from there. Like I said that it was gross negligence not to sign a striker and attacker, blah blah blah. But what do you want me to do about it now? The window's closed. I can't really cry about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing Calafiori at striker, Marino at striker, some youth players playing in the wings. Like, what else can we do? We're just going to go out there and try and 1-0 our way to the end of the season, basically.
Okay, so hear me out. So here is the conversation that happened on the terrace, and people didn't like it, right?
Okay.
If Arsenal go trophies this season, is that a failure, or there is context to it with all these injuries with Saka, Odegaard, Havertz? Okay, let me ask you. Okay, let's start a step back. Do you believe Arsenal are going to win a trophy this season, Martin, with all these injuries? Most likely situation. Do you think so?
I would say it's very unlikely that we'll win either the Premier League or the Champions League. That's all we got left.
Okay. If
But
that
it's not
happens, would you consider this a failure of a season?
Yes.
So no context.
No, because I think Arteta's involved in a lot of the decisions to not get the wrong player. For example, we heard about not signing bodies for the sake of it. So this is a time when we need bodies, and there's not really going to be any excuses for it. So if we don't win anything, it's squarely on everyone's heads that's at the top of the club.
And from that point on, you have to give them another summer then for him to sign more players.
I think Robbie. Who said it best to Robbie when he said, "I'm tired, Robbie. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about Arteta every day. I'm
We're
happy
gonna
to
talk
get a new manager in."
and there is no point of talking about he's staying. There's no point of us debating Arteta out or in. There's no
but
point.
for the purposes of these shows, it's better off that I'm Arteta out, so that everyone remains.
Man, we don't want you
happy.
Arteta out. None of us here is Arteta out.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Everyone's Arteta out. It's
What do you mean?
None of us
I'm
are Arsenal fans. I don't
I'm
think
Arteta
everyone
in.
really cares.
okay,
I'm
yeah,
Arteta in. If you know this, Martin, don't do that. We've worked together enough. You know I'm Arteta in. Give him a lifetime.
Look, I see everyone's eyes light up whenever there's a talk about an Arsenal fan that was Arteta in is now Arteta out. It's like finding like a rare gem or something, I think I saw it. What was it? Maybe on the Big Six or something when Matisse was asking Troops if it was Arteta out, and you could see his eyes get bigger and just get excited about the subject. Look, I'm tired of talking about it, so I think we're just better off getting a new manager so we can have something else to discuss.
I think it'll be more exciting for Arsenal. Without a shadow of a doubt, it'll be more exciting for the content.
We'll get rid of this
Jordz-
defensive terrorist coach that just wants to injure our players, and I don't think it'll just be a cakewalk to the title from here.
I've never met you before. I'm confused. Are you being serious?
Hold on, you never met Martin before.
No, I've never met Martin before.
It's very
I think
Is this a joke or is this serious? I'm a bit confused. I don't know. Is this sarcasm or not?
the guy in
Like,
shock.
what
It's very much
The guy in
sarcasm.
shock.
What are we doing?
But-
Are you actually? Are you?
I'm
are
also
you
backed into a corner. I can only be
I-
serious about a season. Like, what chances do
I
I
know, I
have to
get-
win?
I get.
Yeah,
you,
but why
right?
are you responding like you're responding to our response? Like I just don't get it. Like
I'm
we're asking you
preempting
your
your-
opinion. You're
bullshit.
worried about what we can say. Like, oh, for the purposes of this show, I'm Arteta out, Havertz is shit. Yeah, but forget like our opinions because we're asking you your opinion. Like you're worried, you want to respond. You're trying to do like the Slim Shady thing on 8 Mile, and just done.
I don't know if you want to have a real conversation about it or if you just want to laugh.
No, but we
Why?
can have a real conversation. So tell us your opinion.
My opinion is it's almost like we've had so many injuries now. It doesn't matter if we signed a striker or a winger. We'd still be playing Sterling and whoever else right now because everyone's got injured at the same time. I think there's a lot of revisionism people saying we should have not signed defenders, but we already had a defender injury crisis this season. Even with Calafiori, we were still playing Miles Lewis-Skelly. So, look, people want to get angry at the club and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have the energy for it. I'm happy to just emotionally shut the season off and say, look, we've screwed it up. There's nothing I can do to change it. Do you want me to get angry about it? I can't do that. I can't force myself to get
You
angry.
still have the Champions League to play for, though.
Look, I haven't given up. Everyone else has given up. Look, all the other people I talked to in the group chat that were Arsenal fans are now on loan to PSG or Real Madrid. I'm the only one that's still like flying the colors of my club just because I haven't panicked. So that's just where I am. It's not over yet. I haven't given up.
Are you actually Arteta out, or do you still believe in Arteta?
I think that Arteta is probably the best of the bunch at the moment for us in our position, but that doesn't mean that there's other alternatives that I would seriously look at the end of the season. Because I said that I would like to leave all the Arteta out discussions until the end of the season so we know what we wins. But everyone, as soon as there's a bad result, it's kind of like projecting into the future. You must be Arteta out by now because it looks like you're not going to win anything.
Okay, fair enough.
The problem with Arsenal now is that it's not about Arteta. It's about how the club acts. The problem is every time I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm looking at the Havertz situation now being injured, the Watkins situation, the being cheap to sign a striker, the loan of Raheem Sterling. You get my point? It took you time to replace what's his name, Xhaka. I'm looking at the club by itself, and it's like you're really trying to get to the top, but you're refusing to just take that last step. And I'm like, is this club ever gonna go back to win trophies and dominate or do something like this? I'm like, I believe that Arteta is a good coach, very, very good coach. Actually. He's very good. But was he right for Arsenal? Is this the right appointment for that club? Or would it been better for him to replace someone like
He
Pep,
was
for
right.
example?
He was right for till a certain extent. I think there is a manager who can like make your club better, and then there's a manager who can make your club better and win. And I think the reason why this injuries thing, and I'm gonna make it about Liverpool because why not? Because it's a good debate to have. I think probably even Flawless would agree with me because I remember he said the same thing on back again. Here's the thing with the injuries thing. We can all sit up here and we can say, yes, Arsenal have been very unlucky with injuries this season. We're very disingenuous to say that they're not unlucky. Okay, they're unlucky with injuries. They've had a lot of injuries. This is where the issue lies. 2 years in a row, you were healthy with no injuries and you still won nothing. That's where the problem lies. And if I were to apply the same energy,
we lost for the last 8 games or something that kind of lost us the season. But
yeah, but I don't count that as unlucky with injuries. Unlucky with injuries is like us last season, you this season, like when we had no center backs. City had in 2019, 2020, I think they had about 8 players out to the end of the season. That's what I think is unlucky with injuries. I don't think having a player out for 8 games is unlucky with injuries. So my point is, look, thing is for us is we always left with something. When we challenged and didn't win, we ended the season with something. FA Cup, Carabao Cup alone, blah, blah, blah. I think the one thing that's stinging to Arsenal fans now is even when you were fully fit and healthy, you still didn't win anything. And this is even if you didn't win the league, but at least you left with something, I think it would have softened the blow a little bit. And now you find yourself in this position where it's just a combination of things that have gone wrong for us. Because I don't think this is just Arteta's fault. I really don't. I think some individuals have played absolute shit this season. I think the manager has had wrong decisions. And I think the board haven't properly backed the team as well, even last summer. Listen, me and Mo were having this debate just now. Let's assume the Moreno and Calafiori thing happens. Let's say you do get Moreno and Calafiori. You could have gotten Osimhen on loan. I'm not even saying signing. Osimhen on loan is better than Sterling on loan, factually. So that's, as an opinion, is something that could have made you better. I think these series of small decisions and the fact that you haven't won anything in 2 years, is the thing that makes people go what the fuck?
I don't think Carabao or FA Cup would have softened any blows at this point. People have no interest after waiting this long for the Premier League.
But it
Wait, you
made
don't
it
think
better.
Carabao Cup would have made you feel better about the season? I think it would have.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but last season, Liverpool got knocked out by Atalanta, and we had an injury crisis, and VAR decisions go against us. And us winning the Carabao Cup at least made me feel a bit better about the season.
I don't think this team was built to win the Carabao Cup, and we haven't put in this much patience to be happy with the Carabao Cup. I think it's like building a Formula One car and winning Daytona with it. It doesn't really feel the same.
What does that mean? That's the
Team,
problem.
though. That is the problem with your team, though, because saying your team's not built to win trophies, that's literally what you've said there. Okay, if you can't,
we haven't
if your
put
team's
all
not
this time
built,
and effort just to be happy with the Carabao Cup. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but it's a starting point. You have to win a trophy to then
sure,
win
it's a
more
great
trophies.
start.
And the point here is that this team For me, I've questioned the mentality of your team many times because when they've come into big moments, they've not turned up. When you just look back to last week at Newcastle. So when you say that the team's not built to win a Carabao Cup, well, they're not built to win any trophies because they've not done it. This team under Arteta hasn't done it. Yes, Arteta won the FA Cup, but none of the players here were involved in that team. Maybe Saka in his when he was 18 or something, but no one here, none of the core group you have now has experience winning trophies. So your team needs to experience doing that before you step up to a Premier League or a Champions League. You can't just jump and be like, yeah, this team's not built to win a Carabao Cup, but we're built to do the league. You're not ready for that.
Is that offensive sounding to you guys that built the club to actually win the league? Like, I don't know, George. You said it's not like there's no shortcuts. It's like
it's the way you put it across was like, we've almost progressed past winning those trophies, and our main thing now is those two. But part of winning those two,
I didn't say that, did I?
No. But no, I know you didn't say it. But I'm saying the way that you said it made it sound like you were saying, this squad. I know what you're saying in terms of saying the squad should be good enough to win a league. Hence, winning a league is the only thing that would satisfy you. However, part of winning the league, in my opinion, is winning those smaller trophies before and building up the mentality of winning those trophies. Most teams don't just go from nothing to we won the league. It's very.
I think there is a genuine actual analogy to make with this. Let's say I'm I'm an Olympic athlete in any Olympic sport, right? I would want to win the Olympics and I would want to win the World Cup, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to win the Asian Cup of that sport. You get what I'm saying? I of course want to be an Olympian. Of course, I want to win the World Cup in said sport. But if I'm competing in the Asian Cup, I want to win that too, type stuff. Even though it's less than the Olympics and the blah blah. And if I fail winning at the Olympics, if I fail winning at the World Cup, at least I have the Asian Cup to look at.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me ask Flawless this. You haven't spoken about this. Don't you think that after 5 years of Arteta, Martin is correct that a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup is not enough for a manager at a big club to only win the cups, and they should be targeting the league? That's what Martin is saying. That it's not satisfying for them to win the cup. Yet it's good, but that this team is not built all these years to win a Carabao Cup or FA Cup. It's built.
Yeah, it's not. It's not this. Yeah, obviously that's not the aim. Once you've been there 5 years and spent 700+ million, of course the aim is not the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. The aim is the Premier League and the Champions League. However, if you are continuously falling short in these competitions, to the point that Husam just made there about the Asian Cup and the Olympics and the World Championships, you should be picking up these trophies alongside that. You spent 700+ million. Winning the Carabao Cup or a FA Cup should be on the target board. That should be one of the priorities, not the priority, not number 1 or 2, but it's a trophy. If Arteta had won an FA Cup and let's say he'd won 1 FA Cup and 1 Carabao Cup, 1 more FA Cup and 1 more Carabao Cup, there'd be so much less pressure on him. The reason why Arteta receives so much criticism is because he's won nothing. And he's been there 5 years and spent 700+ million. And he's going to continue to win nothing because he's not good enough. We've not had this discussion now for 3 years. And what the crazy part is, they're going to win the end of the season. We're going to get to the summer. They're going to sign a couple players and we're going to have this conversation all over again. And then come the 12th of February, 2026, we'll be back having the same conversation. And there'll be Arsenal fans like Martin and others still defending him. Because the fact that he's still there is crazy. At this point, if you're an Arsenal fan and not Arteta out, what more do you need to see? Do you have enough of a sample size? It's been half a decade, nearly 6 years.
So
and this guy's
Lawless, do you agree with my cup take?
Yes,
do
I
you
do
agree
agree with your cup take.
Wait. He's saying there's no room for any logical fan to be Arteta in at this point.
I don't
right?
get it. No, after spending 700 million and
so
winning
by
nothing.
inference, I'm actually crazy for saying that he's still the best manager for us right now.
Yes, and we know this because we've had this discussion for the
making sure we
longest.
clear that up. Look, I don't think we didn't win the league because of mentality. I think we lost the league because we were unlucky. We had everything done to be there or thereabouts, and it's a kick of a ball or it's a off the post. The difference 2 points in the team is not much. It's not like we collapsed.
Did you give Klopp the same leeway?
Wait.
When Klopp finished up playing behind City, did you give him that same leeway?
That season last season, we had 10 teams to beat. Everyone was lining up saying, "Ooh, I can't wait to end Arsenal's season, and Arsenal's going to collapse," and blah, blah, blah. We didn't collapse. We lost to Villa, but we beat everyone else on the way, and that was crazy run. So, look,
you lost
I
it
think
before that.
Done enough.
You weren't saying this about Liverpool last season. When Liverpool were 8 points clear and they were playing with Klopp's kids, you were all going, bottlers, bottlers, bottlers. You're
What
now
are you
using
talking about
the exact same
And-
thing. Like you all
and
had to
it's
go
not-
Liverpool
Yeah, but they had a lead and then they bottled the lead and they were the top of the
because
league
they had
with
like
93% or whatever, right? Like,
you have 15 injuries, mate. Same as what you've got. But it's allowed for you can use that excuse. And Liverpool fans were banned last season.
And actually, let me even make you guys' point even stronger.
I
Not
didn't-
only did we have the injuries, we had the VAR robberies as well. So we had that as well last season. You know, I can bring up all the instances. Give me just 30 seconds. Last season, Nicholas Jackson handball, first game of the season. Odegaard NBA in our penalty box. Doku switching music to
Oh, I knew you
McAllister.
mentioned that.
Well done, lads. Good process. I could go on and on and on.
No, but
Injuries
that's
last
literally
season,
your
guys.
entire
I
league.
have the
Like, I don't
numbers.
think there's any other
Martin,
more than
Martin,
that, right? We had at
let me
least
land,
5
please.
instances.
Let me land. And then
Right.
I'm mute my mic. Thiago Bajcetic out for the whole season. Matip 28 games. Bradley 27 games. Tsimikas 25 games. Jota 17 games. Konate 16. Jones 15. Robertson 15. Gravenberg 12. Trent 12. Allison 10. Salah 7. Soboslai 6. McAllister 5. We had all these players out, by the way, at some point in time, all at the same time. And we had the VAR stuff. Now, forget what everyone else said. I'll talk about me as a Liverpool fan, which is you in this scenario. You know what I said? Liverpool are bottle jobs. I said this about my own club. I said we should have prepared for the season better. I said we should have bought better. And I blamed individuals on the pitch who cost us. Done. Same energy.
Mentality? Did you blame the mentality of your players?
Yes, because I called them
did
bottle
the-
jobs. So of course I blamed mentality.
Because I don't remember anyone saying that Liverpool bottled the league last year. I don't think anyone believes that. I think everyone knows you guys had injuries and it wasn't expected. And you did very well to win, was it the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup with your kids? I feel like everyone gave you a lot of credit for that. So
I'm pretty sure Liverpool last year were like third favourites going into the season.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just that they were in front at the end and then they weren't in front anymore and they fell off
And also, Arsenal haven't just lost the league because of luck. You've played worse. I don't know why no one's addressing this. You have played worse. When you guys were doing up set piece FC, your creative numbers dropped. You created
This
loads
season
of
you're
set-
talking about or last season?
this season, when you guys were all talking about set piece FC, which is I don't have a problem with you scoring set pieces. Do that. It's great. What no one was addressing was the fact that you were actually creating less chances on goal compared to what you were doing last season. So this attacking, free-flowing football that you had created for the 2 seasons before had disappeared, and then you were scoring set pieces, and it was kind of getting you out of situations. So it's not just been pure luck. You've also played worse.
See, when I say unlucky, I'm talking about the previous 2 seasons. I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking about maybe just last season alone, because the first season we challenged, that wasn't really unlucky. The pants fell out of our challenge, and we had an injury, but it's not enough of an excuse. This season, not unlucky. This season's all on us. This season is a bad preparation. It's not buying the striker and attacker that we needed. But even then, as I said, we've had so many injuries in the attack right now, it feels like we'd still be playing Sterling and our new striker and whatever. It's kind of like Man City buying players to replace their injured ones, but their new ones are just like getting injured.
Yo, that's
already
better one than what you have.
What's that?
Even if you're what you're saying is correct, even if it's Sterling, new striker in Nwaneri, it's better than whatever the hell you're going to do now.
Sure, but I don't think that's a huge difference. I don't think anyone's going to say we're going to win the league, even if we had bought those players right now in this.
If you signed Ollie Watkins and your front three for the last 10 games was Nwaneri, Watkins, and Trossard, you're still going to win 90% of your games. Dead ass.
Are we going to win the league though?
It's a possibility if you win 90% of your games.
You have a better chance with it. You have a better chance with a new striker than without one.
It's an increased chance of winning instead of
increased chance.
Yeah.
It's a heavily increased chance with Ollie Watkins.
You know what in this all this conversation, the only thing I don't understand is that people not understanding that Arteta has done a good job at Arsenal. Apart, like maybe getting it over the line is different, but he has done a good job at Arsenal. Like he coached a good team. He actually made good progress with this club.
100%.
He made them competitors again. He made us sit here and talk about them. The fact that we're talking about him bottling the league is something that he did with this team. This team has not competed for the league in the last, since 2010.
You know what you just described?
Hold on.
Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah, exactly. But you are someone who's in the defend Mauricio Pochettino. You say
But that's because he managed Spurs, isn't it?
Now we're talking. Our Arsenal reaching
Spurs are a shit club, bro. Like, it's difference.
But the point is,
don't
Arteta
think
They're
coached
better
them.
than us.
I'm
They're
going to
better
tell
I
you
don't think
something.
Arsenal are a shit club at all.
But aren't this Arsenal the best Arsenal in terms of like challenging and being on the front foot and all this stuff in the last 15 years since 2010? When is the
Absolutely.
last time Arsenal challenged for a league
But
title?
I don't think anyone disputes that, Mo.
Yeah.
That's never in the criticism of Arteta or Arsenal. No one, he has raised them up. What he's done is a very good job considering where he took them over from. However,
And he failed of winning, yes.
However, yes, you don't spend all that money just to do those things. Hassam mentioned it. There's coaches who improve you, and then there's coaches who improve you and to win. I just think he's taking them as far as he can go. That's all it is.
Don't you
I
think
actually
it's
have said
funny-
myself, and they're that far away.
So you don't
it's
think
funny
if
that
Arsenal
people-
sign an
wait, but
Osimhen,
just on
right?
that point,
Go on.
people just told me that you need to win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup before you want to win titles. And
Not
things like that.
necessarily.
Don't
That's
you
not
also
what I
have
said.
to get large? You have to be able to get close to 90 points to even consider becoming a title challenger, right, or winning the league. So
Not necessarily. I
feel
don't
like
think
it's,
that.
it's
I
a
don't think this season
fundamental
you have to
step
do that.
in being a challenger is that you have to show that you're capable of winning that many games in the season.
I don't think you'll have to get 90 points. I don't think there will be a 90-point total whoever wins the league this season. It won't be 90 points.
I
agree.
It'll be there or thereabouts. I think
No,
Liverpool-
I don't think it's going to be there or thereabouts. I don't think so. I think 86 could get it done. But if
That's
you're a top
still-
club,
that's
if
still
you're-
way
if
more
you-
points than most any other teams will get in their seasons.
yeah,
right?
100%. But like I said, the amount of money you've spent, you should be striving and should be accumulating that. Why are we just dressing up him failing? Why
No,
is
but I'm
this?
just
Why
trying
is
to-
this?
I'm
Why
drawing
is
a
it the
comparison
elephant in the
between
room?
winning a trophy and good performance in the league. Good performance in the Premier League is
Mm-hmm.
the bread and butter of every club. It's supposed table's
Absolutely.
supposed to not lie about your position. That's
Absolutely.
what everyone told me when we were crap. Is that we can't talk to other clubs because we're at the bottom of the totem pole, and that the table doesn't lie. And if we're an eighth, then we're an eighth best team. So if we're second,
You are.
and we're the second best team in the climate of Man City and Liverpool, I think I'm within my rights to think that he's done a good job, and he potentially deserves to stay maybe one more season. But I'm not
Okay, so
prepared
you
to
give
fight
it. So
that fight.
okay, so let me ask you then. If he doesn't win anything next season, do you then want him gone?
Hey, look, I said I'm happy for him to leave at the end of the season. I think he's deserved maybe one more season with a striker, but if he's not going to sign a striker, then he can get the hell out of my club. Like, all I want to do is sign a bloody striker and an attacker and win the league or Champions League. And I'm not disrespecting the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, especially not the FA Cup. The FA Cup is a very special trophy to me, and I think Slot disrespected it playing the kids on the weekend, but that's a different subject altogether.
And I think the thing is, with
Listen,
the
by
FA
the way,
Cup and
I think I speak for Flawless as well. We're not saying that if you won an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, it would have been like, oh, wow, success. But I'm just saying it softens the blow. At least you live with something type stuff, you know? Like that's
it
all I'm saying.
alleviates the pressure because all like just spending that amount of money on accident, you should win an FA Cup or League Cup. On
I don't think
accident,
it
you should.
works like that. Do you think you
It
just
does
spend
work
money
like that.
and
So,
you get
so
trophies?
outside of you, how come everybody else has done it? Bar Spurs because they don't win anything. How come every other top club has done it? As bad as my
Right.
team is, we've done it. Liverpool have
So
done it.
Man United-
Chelsea have done it. Yeah,
You won trophies by accident. It was like
yeah.
you fell
When I
into
say
it.
on accident, I'm talking in regards to just accumulate, just spending money and just accumulating talent. You can do that. We're not a good side at all. We are scammers. I've been saying this. Ponzi scheme FC, but we've managed to. Yeah, you've been
You
better
guys
than
have
us
a very
and still
particular
failed to.
case of getting a lot of
The
votes.
thing is, Martin, though, it's the circumstances. Like the FA Cup. Okay, let's use the FA Cup. If you
Everyone
don't want to
else
talk
has
about
done it.
Carabao Cup, that's fine. If you think you're above the Carabao Cup and FA Cup is the thing that's like, wow, okay, no problem. Even the FA Cup circumstances. Last season, you lost to Liverpool at the Emirates, who had we literally had all the kids out. Klopp didn't even want to win the game, and the FA Cup this season, you lost to 10-man Man United. That the circumstances make it worse. And you look at the
But we
FA
played our
Cup now.
best team.
Yeah, but
We
hear
gave
me
it-
out. FA Cup now, you got Spurs out, you got Liverpool out, you got Chelsea out. Had you beaten United, they would have also been out. So potentially your only competition for that FA Cup could have been Man City. You literally could have had an easy ride till the final.
Yeah, and you were only playing Plymouth. You guys just needed to bring Salah on the 60th minute, and you would
What
have
does
gone
this
through.
have to do with what I said? They
What does
lost
that have to do
already.
with
Deflection, man.
What does this have
That's
to do
why.
with what I
It's
said?
deflection from his
Number
team
one, the
failure.
difference between me and you is this is Slot's first season. Number two, he has not spent 700 million. Number three, we're top of the Premier League and top of the Champions League. Number four, and this is a very important point, we're already at the final of a domestic cup. We're already at Wembley, gonna face Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. So it's not like we have no chance of winning something. We literally have the chance of winning a domestic cup.
Hey, it was a throwaway, distractionary joke, and it worked.
No, and it did its job. It did its job.
This guy.
But the problem with me is that I'm really like every time I'm talking about Arsenal now, I hear the flawless logic, and I'm like, you're right. I wouldn't have it for my club. I would never have a fucking manager staying at my club for 5 years, regardless of the situation.
Well, why is it a conversation? It's only a conversation because it's Arsenal. No one else would accept it.
But
They
the
wouldn't
problem,
accept it from anybody else. If that was my team, if that was City,
Yeah, but
if
Flo,
that
let
was
me tell you.
Liverpool, if that was
you
Chelsea,
know what? Let me
Arsenal
tell you.
fans
Let
would
me
be
tell
on
you.
our case
Yeah,
about
Habibi,
it.
let me tell you. Let me tell you. The problem is it's different because they are second 3 years running, and I need one guy to tell me which club has been second 3 years in a row. It has
Rishi.
never happened.
We didn't even do
No,
it.
no, Rishi, don't.
It never happened. And that, by the way, and that is why it's
No,
so
no, no.
funny.
Dortmund never done it either. Because
I
there were
done
years where Leipzig finished second.
And
There
the
were
problem
years
is,
where
Mo,
Leverkusen finished
Mo,
second.
Mo,
hold on,
no,
let me
you-
finish the
Well, you
point.
just come off a
I'll
streak
find it
while
now.
Man City
And I
and
get
Pep
the point,
finished.
guys.
You just won 4 in a row, and you're saying Pep finished. Let's not do that. Let's not
No,
do
but hold on. Flawless logic is correct if you look at it, not looking at Arsenal being competitive for 3 years, right? If he's falling behind, if he regressed, I would say yes. I say I would never accept at my club this, right? But this Arsenal situation is so specific. You've never had a club that is so far from competing, then come back under a manager. He spends the money from a very low point, builds a team, challenge for 3 years, one of the best teams in Europe.
Never
okay?
happened, David. I just checked. Hold that.
It
Yeah, but
never
would you,
happened.
Would you accept it
Flawless.
that from Inter Milan? Them in the
I
six. So
don't. I don't
would you?
think I would. I don't think I would. But I've never been in that situation, Flawless.
Okay, so I'm saying
I've never been in that
hypothetically, let's say
situation.
hypothetically you're in that situation.
I
Inter Milan
wouldn't. I
Inter Milan
wouldn't.
fall off. No, it's highly unlikely. But let's say hypothetically it was. Obviously, it's highly unlikely. You are the banter club in Italy. You lot are nowhere near top 4,
All
nowhere
right.
near a Scudetto. Then you finish 8th. Then you bring in a manager, finishes 8th twice. Then does what Arteta does, wins a Coppa Italia in his first season, half a season. Then spends all this money. You lot finish second 3 times in a row. Are you accepting that?
No, I don't think I would. To be honest with you, I wouldn't think I would.
I know you wouldn't. I know you
But
wouldn't. I know you
however, I
wouldn't.
would look at it. I would look at it and say, this manager has brought the club to a point that I've never seen in the last 15 years. I'm like, do I go now and change that, or maybe I should give the managers more tools to maybe try to win again? I don't think any of our club has been there. None. Chelsea hasn't allowed that to happen, even when the managers that win, like even when the managers that win fall off a little bit, they fucking sack him and they get the next one. Spurs haven't had that, but Spurs literally stayed with Pochettino for how many years, George? 8
5
years?
no, 5 years.
Since 13
6
to
years,
19.
maybe.
6 years, 13
It
to
wasn't
19. Right?
2013. It was 2014.
So 5 years, yes, and they were close. But once he regressed, they sacked him. At the current moment, Arsenal have not regressed because of the context. That's what they're saying. We have not regressed. Liverpool are doing good. I hear you in the ultimate situation, Flawless. Arsenal have failed to win the title, okay? If you look at in 20 years, no one will remember that Arsenal was second. No one will remember that ever. But in now,
I will.
you won't. I promise you won't. If
I
I tell you
will.
who was
I
second
remember
in
like our position
who-
finishing
who-
almost every year. It's fine.
who was second in 2008 season?
That wasn't me. I'm just saying. I'll remember. I remember this. I remember this moment. I remember when Flawless told me that all you need is money to win trophies. It'll just keep spending money, and it'll
Did I
happen
say
by
that?
default. You said it just happens. It'll just happen if you spend money. Like
Yeah, I said like, oh no, I said on accident.
No, you
it
can like
should.
luck your way.
I know.
into
I said it should. It don't happen with you lot because you lot are a prime example of it. Because you lot almost $1 billion spent and still not win a trophy.
no, but we won an FA Cup. You keep forgetting it. You keep saying we won no
The
trophy.
FA Cup-
and
no,
then
I'm
you try
talking
and tell me
since
the FA
then.
Cup's important.
I'm talking.
Like,
I'm talking
which
since
one is
then.
it?
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm talking since then. You spent
FA
700
Cup
million.
happened
Why not?
everything
before,
since
before the
Exactly.
Empire. It happened
Before.
before the Empire.
Thank
Arteta
you,
never
Jordz.
brought no players in
Thank
before,
you.
before the, after
Okay,
the,
so it's
the
not
FA
his.
Cup.
It's not his FA
It
Cup,
wasn't
right?
his squad. It's his
No,
FA
he
Cup.
won the FA
No,
Cup.
is
Yeah.
it?
He
Sorry.
won the FA Cup. It's his FA Cup. Yes.
So it's his FA
Martin
Cup.
will now
That's
ask
the
you if
cup,
this
right?
is Klopp's league. That's
Of
what
course,
he's gonna
of
Yeah,
course
it's
it's his
Klopp's
FA Cup.
league.
However, we're not bypassing that in regards to yes, you must. There's no team that consistently competes at the highest level without spending money. The point I was making about domestic cups is it should just be a byproduct of spending it. How come you're the only top club who don't win domestic cups?
Has Chelsea won anything since they spent 1.5 billion?
Yeah,
Has Spurs won
20.
anything?
No,
since
that's
February?
is that over 5 years?
Talk to them every day. For it.
Whoa,
Is it 5
again,
years?
Bringing my club up when we won a Champions League like 4 years
Hey,
ago. is
hey, hey!
crazy.
Roman Abramovich,
Let's not do
oil
that.
oligarch stuff is like over now. You got to delete that. It's
Yeah,
like
but
it's like a
what?
past-
So what? So the Champions League just didn't happen.
It's basically an asterisk Champions League because it was in a COVID one
It's
too.
an
So
asterisk
there's
Champions
no
League.
one in the crowd.
You wish you had an asterisk Champions League.
Okay,
bro.
so
wish
you won the
had-
Champions League. What have you won since the Champions League and spending 1.5 billion was my point, right?
No,
You
but
sold
how many
all
years
of your
has it
good
been?
players.
How
and
many
got
years
them
has it
back.
been?
we can have that debate. That's a separate debate. You guys in a position where you should have won something and you haven't. This is one thing.
Sure, but
One thing.
Everyone
don't
else
think
is in
Arteta-
that position.
By the way,
is my
I don't
point.
think Arteta should be sacked. I'm not in that boat. But personally, I don't think my club would let it happen. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Chelsea would let. I wouldn't think you can go 5 years at Chelsea with not winning a trophy. Would it come in second
That's
is not
the
enough
point.
at Chelsea. That is
Exactly.
true. That is true.
By the
Do you
way,
think
man,
that's because
I want to
you
focus
don't
on that.
give
Man, want to
One thing
focus
I
on the
would
money
say
and not.
One thing I'd say in Arteta's defense. One thing I
I want
would
to
say.
focus on the money and not the years. Right?
No,
Like,
but one
the
thing I-
years
no,
don't count.
but Fullest, one thing I would say
The
about
money
Arteta,
thing is wrong, and I'm going to tell you
one
why.
thing I would say about Arteta is that taking them from where they were to where he is now, he almost deserves more time. That's one thing I would say.
How much
I think
more
he
time?
That's my
deserves.
only point.
How much
I
more
think
time?
he deserves the time because
How much more?
yeah, he won the FA Cup when the team was in 8th. Surely, if he can win the FA Cup with the team in 8th, he should be able to win the FA Cup with the team in 2nd. So I think if you give him one more year, I would
All right,
I
okay,
would
one
hope
more.
that
One
he
more.
can do it. Do you know what I mean? You would hope he could do it. I'm not saying he will, but when you sack a manager, it's because you've lost hope. Do you know what I mean? And they still got hope in this guy. So I don't think he should go. But if he was to go, I could see why.
Do you want to tell you the problem what was going to happen? Guys, hit that like button. We got over 500 people here, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get to 300 likes. Hit that like button. Don't be cheap. Hit that like button. You know the problem is, in the summer, they're going to go and sign a project striker and another project player on the wing. And we're going to be sitting here saying, let the man cook for the next
One
2
more
3
year.
years. One more year. I know exactly what is going to happen. You're going to go and sign Sesko instead of Eucharist and Osimhen. And you're going to go and sign another winger that is up and coming. There are Arsenal fans already speaking about, what's his name, Nippon or whatever his name is. A young and upcoming star. And we're going to be sitting here and say, yep, next season, Arsenal will be great because Sesko will be fully developed. And we're going to have the stock. If Arsenal go, if you guarantee me today, the Arsenal summer, and go and watch, sign Eucharist and sign a Semenyo, an established winger on the left, and you sign an experienced midfielder, I would say, yes, keep the guy. Maybe he'll cook with these people. But I know what is happening. It's all about fueling let's wait for next season, the injury.
Don't you think that
No
the football
signing.
change, like with clubs like Chelsea and like sacking managers like several times a season, that it became like the universal acceptance that all you need to do is just keep sacking until you get the right guy, and then you're just going to win everything.
I like
Like,
it. I love it. I would do it. My club did it. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
okay, but like
It's
from my perspective as Arsenal, like
amazing.
we had Wenger for 22 years, right? Like I'm not used to changing managers. For me, it's not like a high priority. I don't see it as something necessarily is a good idea. When you look at all these other clubs trying to build projects when they're sacking the manager, I don't think that works. You've got to stick with someone, and then like maybe in the 3rd year you'll start to get some kind of payback from that. But
But
that
it
takes
takes
a
5
lot
years.
of patience to get to the 3rd
Wait,
year.
what have you got from Arteta in the 3rd year? What did you get from him?
We got Champions League football back because that was something
And
that I didn't have for like 7 years. And now people are talking about us as a serious club. And it annoys people that we're a serious club. So they want to make us look like jokers.
You really think that people talk about Arsenal because they're annoyed? I don't get this
Yeah.
again.
I said a serious club in what sense?
A serious club in that people put us in the top 5 chances to win the Champions League. A serious club in that like
Yeah,
people
because
say we play
drugs are cheap.
football.
You know what
A
I'm
serious
saying?
club in the fact that I have no
It's
strikers
outrageous.
right now, and I'm still
I
pretty
didn't
confident
even when
that
you
we
had
can
the
win
full
games.
team.
Yeah, Arsenal top 5. Who are you
Martin,
talking to?
let me just
say.
say something.
That's
I don't get
crazy.
why Arsenal fans are upset that we're talking about them. This is just I'll tell you the reason why I find this
I'm
weird.
tired. I'm tired of my manager.
Martin, hear me out. You're saying you're tired. My debut season on YouTube was the quadruple charge season, Liverpool Football Club. Mo will tell you this. On the football terrace every week, it was fucking Liverpool. Every fucking week. You can ask David this. Liverpool were the most spoken about club during the quadruple run-in. No one spoke about anyone else more than us. It was just us. Are they gonna do it? Are you gonna win this? Are you gonna win that? You've never won the FA Cup under Klopp. You've never done this. You've never done that. Blah 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 blah. When you're good, when you're a good side, people will talk about you. There's a reason why 40 minutes into the show, no one's spoken about Spurs yet. Why? Because they're fucking shit. No one's spoken about Man United yet. Why? Because they're fucking shit. So when we speak about you, it's because you're a good side. Right now, the three most spoken about clubs is Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. The three sides that have been the most relevant, in my opinion, for the last 3 years. And then to a smaller degree, you've got Chelsea, who have been waking up a little bit this year, and they've been doing better. Now with Man United, so what is Flores going to sit here and say? Same thing. Criticize Ineos, criticize players. Amorim need to do better. Okay, Habibi. Jordz, same thing. Criticize Ange, criticize players, criticize Levy. Now we agree, Yaki. There is nothing to discuss, Yani. There is no big discussion points. Maybe Jord's only big discussion point this week is the Qataris thing. That's it. Other than that, there's no real wow talking point. Like, wow, Man United sent Rashford on loan to Aston Villa. Fuck my life. Let's make an emergency stream fucking 6 hours. There's nothing breaking to talk about. But with Arsenal, Havertz just got injured. Martinelli is injured. You have a lot of injuries. You're supposed to win the league this season. So it's a fucking debating point. Simple as that. So don't.
David, do you remember back in the terrace, there were just old Chelsea fans? You had Monster, Anita, you had the whole gang showing up.
Yeah, and why? Because they were
most
good.
Of the episodes laughing at Arsenal being how crap we were, 20th or 15th, or laughing at clips. I have a clip from Terry where he admits that Arsenal is going to put his kids through college, and we were like 11th or 12th.
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
because you were comically bad.
Yes. Okay. See my point. We were comically bad.
We were comically bad. When Chelsea were comically bad, everyone was laughing at us.
Yeah.
Spurs,
laughed at Chelsea when they were 12.
Everybody laughs at Spurs weekly. They're always comically bad. Come on, let's not do this.
I'll be honest, Martin. Why are you doing this? Woe is me. It's always about Arsenal. Everyone hates Arsenal. Bro, everyone hates every club. The Arsenal fans talk the most shit. Arsenal fans, just like you said.
Seen City Pool lately? These guys are hugging each other and stuff like that.
Bro, our Arsenal fans are the ones that come out there and say the things like you just said, top 5 favorites to win Champions League, crazy things like that. You guys put yourself on the pedestal and then you get mad at when everyone brings you back down. It's your own
bookies
fault.
put us third favorite. I'm not putting us there. I'm not saying
you. I said Arsenal fans in general, though. Arsenal fans come out and they say wild things. So then you're gonna come out and we're gonna backtrack that and bring you back down to earth. That's all it is. I don't.
You know, Martin. Right. Jordz was with me on Spaces. I'll tell you this right now. This is how much Jordz is a Spurs fan. Liverpool and Spurs is not a rivalry. There is nothing there. There is no hatred there. Okay. The only time Jordz hated Liverpool in his life is when we beat them in the Champions League final. Other than that, he doesn't give a fuck about Liverpool, and I don't give a fuck about Spurs. In the first 6 months of the season, when Salah was playing at an insane level, just because I said Salah deserves Ballon d'Or, bro, he'll tell you the people on Spaces were taking notes every week of every bad touch, every bad pass, everything. We microanalyze and we hyper extend every single point about the good teams. How much shit do you think City Martin took from his fan base this year after saying it's not FIFA, and then they make 6 FIFA signings in January? When you're a good side, you're gonna get spoken about. With Man United, yes, we laugh at them, and we will laugh at them, continue to laugh at them. But they've been laughing stock for 12 years now, for the most part. Even Flawless will tell you that, it's just they've been going through a really tough era, a really tough time. So when it comes to the talking points of football YouTube in general, it's not just a you thing. When Man City lost to Arsenal, we cooked Hamza for an hour and a half.
Me. I was there for that laughing at Arsenal stuff. No one laughs at United the same way as they laugh at Arsenal. Everyone's bored of talking about United, but if this was Arsenal, it would be fun.
Because they're so bad. What as I said,
we were terrible.
This is where I will say this because Arsenal fans, sometimes you lot forget you don't do anything. You just sit there and just mind your business. No, you don't. Right? Man United fans, I will give them credit. No matter how bad they've been, the only person they've gassed up was Ahmad. That's it. Ahmad is the only guy who I've ever heard any prop for. Everyone else is trash, throw them away. Arsenal fans, if Martinelli was the next coming of him, and Smith Rowe was that, and Saka is that, which is fair. But you said that if you say it about 8 players and then you're bad, then you get more backlash. Do you know?
Hey,
what
not
I-
everyone is a gal, okay? He
I
says
know, I
what
know,
he
not
thinks.
No. Hold on.
But what I'm saying is that there are
Don't make this an egal thing. Don't make us bring up your takes, Martin.
again.
Be
Yeah,
careful.
you
Arsenal-
keep,
I'm
you keep,
gonna-
you keep
I'm
one
gonna
that
tell
one
you,
take in your
man.
mind.
Arsenal especially.
Yes,
have
the
that-
Jokeres should be on the bench for Havertz steak. Worst steak in
Arsenal-
YouTube history.
Arsenal
Desperation,
should-
man.
Arsenal
You know what I'm saying? That's
are
what
a
that
big
was.
Arsenal are a big prominent like media presence on YouTube, and you guys say everyone's got fans that say mad things. Believe me, I have fans that say mad things that I vehemently disagree with. I'm just saying.
Listen.
Trust me. I
Okay,
know.
let me
Even-
ask you.
even
Let me
Jordz
ask
said
a
what
question,
it is.
Martin.
But like,
How
Well,
much did you say Saliba's worth yesterday on MHF?
More than Real Madrid can afford.
How much? Tell me the number that you posted now
I
yesterday.
think you guys were trying to get Arsenal fans all panicking about
100.
Saliba leaving. So I think
How
I said
mu-
like 200 mil or 150 mil.
You guys think that who here on the panel think that Saliba's worth more than 100 million?
So this is Martin's logic, right? He says Saliba's worth 150 million. Isak ruins his life and he doesn't want to talk about it. Oh, it's the same topics every week. Arsenal, blah blah blah. Ma Isak ruined the 150 million pound defender. It's normal.
It's
to talk
exactly
about
like
that.
a Man
Real
United.
Madrid don't want
It's
him
exactly,
anymore 'cause he's
guys.
crap, right?
It's exactly like a Man United fan sitting on a panel with us and telling us, by the way, Kobe Maino's worth 200 million. Okay, we have to speak about it. You overrate the player. Ahmad Diallo's worth 150 million.
Nah,
Okay,
250 each.
that's
Wait, okay, Mo, let me ask you a question. Who's the
Yeah.
most talked about centre back, like young centre back in world football?
Saliba.
Saliba.
So Mainu is not in that kind of level.
But that doesn't mean he's worth
But
150
Mainu
million.
was
though.
spoken about like that a season ago.
That's what you know. What the problem is?
They
That is
called
what
him
people don't
Mainu
understand.
Seedorf or something.
When a Spurs fan like Jordz open YouTube or Twitter or Instagram and sees someone saying about Saliba, by the way, is one of the best defenders in the world. He's worth 150. He goes to the next show, see the first hour of him. Why you overrate Saliba, man? He's not worth 150 million. When he looks and say Gabriel is the best defender in the world, the next show he's like, do you really think Gabriel is the best defender in the world? For example, you know, like
Yeah, but
that's how
you're
it
saying
works.
like
It's how it works.
You know how we get bantered on this? We get bantered by people saying, well, you think Saliba's world class, he's not world class. Then it's like, oh, Saliba's going to Real Madrid because he's that good. Oh, how dare you think he's worth that money? That's not much money, even though the only place he can go is Real Madrid. You understand the juxtaposition of those points, right? Like they can't all just...
but 150 mil is also like.
Well, what are people telling me Isak costs? 150 million. No one's
but
balking at
again,
that
I think that's
price.
the
Hold on,
situation he's in.
but Martin,
Before
Isak
you
is
go,
a
that-
squad.
You think Saliba
Hold
and
up, hold up.
Isak
Don't do
equal
that.
the
Make
case?
things like this,
Don't do
Martin,
that.
and then you get
No,
mad.
What's wrong with comparing
Right,
Isak
don't
and
do that.
Saliba?
No. It's the situation that he's in. The reason why people say Isak is worth 150 million is because Newcastle are in no issue to sell. Saliba has 2 years left on his deal. So therefore, 12 months, you lot are already working from the B side of the table. And you're going to
Okay.
have less leverage in 12 months' time. That's why. Come on, you smarter than that. Don't try it.
Yeah, but
Don't
people-
do that.
And Isak is a forward. How no one mentioned this? Isak is a forward.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was about to say
Forwards
that.
cost more, guys. It's
No,
normal.
Saliba's more rare than Isak.
Saliba is not going to cost more, double the amount.
You just said, no, I'm going to do
Martin,
so.
whether
I
Saliba's
said
a-
if they want to
Hold
buy
on,
him right
hold on,
now,
hold
on.
he's 200
Hold
million.
on.
That's 2 years
Everyone,
left on
hold
his
on.
deal.
George, what were you going to say?
I just said Saliba's not going to cost double the amount of the second highest centre
You
back
guys
that's
don't get
currently
to
gone for.
decide. Mike
Because
Clark
Van
gets
Dijk
to
was
decide.
75 million. He's
If it's
not going to
200
cost
million,
double the times of Van Dijk. What are we doing here? It's just not feasible. It would never
I think
happen.
Madrid buys
No
Saliba
club's
for
gonna pay
80, 90.
I don't want to
Can I
sell
just
him.
say
Then,
something?
so
Sorry, I'm
too
saying
bad.
quietly. Martin, do you know why people talk about you? You talk, and
People
some
talk
of you
about
can, it's not, oh, no one sec. You talk like you have got Real Madrid on and sat behind you. And you haven't. You've got Leicester City on and sat behind you in the last
What are
20
you talking about?
years. You are talking. This is the bit you don't get. You still don't get the stay humble part. Nothing to do about the humble. It's the fact is you're talking to a team that has been the most dominant team in 10 or 15 years when you've not been the most dominant in North London for the last 10 or 15 years.
So if I think Newcastle can charge whatever price they want for Isak because he's their asset,
No,
then I
you
think
should
Arsenal
do
can charge
that.
whatever we want for Saliba
You
because
You
he's
can't
our
because
asset.
you're not deep. Because
I
It's
don't
you're
think
not
anyone
dealing
can
from
tell
a
me that he
position
has
of
to
power.
leave or I should be scared about it or he's crap
No,
or
as
he's
a fan
worthless.
base,
You
you
guys
talk
just go
like
in
you've won
circles.
multiple stuff. 20
No,
years
What's this
ago,
got to do
yes.
with me
but
thinking
you
I'm
were
Real
amazing.
Madrid? I don't think I'm Real
Yeah,
Madrid.
best teams in
Even
England.
regardless of that, Martin, using Isak and Saliba as parallels doesn't make sense. They
And they're
play
not the same.
two different ends of the field. And in football,
They're the most high value young assets in the world in their position. I think they're very
football history tells you strikers go for more money, so you can't use them in the same.
sure.
You
It was
can't.
just a throwaway example because I
no,
put a
but-
ridiculous price on Saliba.
Like,
I put a
but you
ridiculous
let him
price
talk.
on it.
But
I don't wanna sell him.
Mo's an Inter fan. Mo is an Inter fan. Mo is not going to sit here and tell me Bastoni costs 150 mil. Bastoni is as good as Saliba.
Bastoni 70 million, by the way, Intercell.
60 million pounds, he's gone from the club.
What
he's
about
gone.
Barella? How much are you selling Barella for?
Midfielder more expensive, 80.
No, midfielder 80 million, Inter that Saliba, they're handing the car to any club.
So
By
you
the way,
think if
just
Real
saying.
Lautaro
Madrid
Martinez,
comes,
they'll
we
probably
should
ask
buy
By the way,
100
Saliba?
By the way, I'm just saying this because people get triggered. If Barella accepts to leave and he's like, I want to leave, Inter, like if you put 80 million on the table, Inter will sell.
Yeah, and Lautaro will cost 100, yes or no? Inter perspective.
Yeah,
not
because
yours.
it's a striker,
Because
right?
there's a striker. That's it.
So you think
It's not an
if
insult.
Real Madrid come knocking and say 80 million for Saliba, we should take it, right?
No, you're gonna take 100.
No, it's not about you should take it. You will take it because Saliba will want to leave.
Flo-
And once again, you know the
You think
stay
we're taking
humble
80
part.
million for Saliba?
And the stay humble part, I'm humble. All the guys on the panel will tell you, including yourself, I've said Trent has gone to Madrid. I've said it. Like, I'm not shy of saying it because it's fucking Real Madrid. Like, it's the biggest
Okay,
club
you
in the
guys
world.
just tell
Martin,
me
you
how
do know when certain
players,
certain
how much
clubs
they're
come
worth,
knocking,
whatever. I'll just sit here and be told.
when certain clubs come knocking, that
No, Martin,
player,
not that
especially when it's Real Madrid, if you don't accept that bid, Saliba, you're gonna upset him, and then he's gonna come to you guys and say, "Accept the bid, or I'm not gonna play. Accept the bid, or you're not
hold
gonna
it.
play."
He's not big
You're
It
enough.
telling me
is-
Saliba
an
won't do
asset.
it.
He's
When
just-
Real Madrid come knocking, you're telling me he's not gonna refuse to play.
One
He's not
call
gonna
from
play
Kylian
for
and
I
he's
Real
don't
gone.
care. He can
This
ride
is
bench
Real
for the next
Madrid.
2 seasons. I'm not selling him for 80 million. He's not. You're not getting bullied
You
by
might not have a
Real
choice.
Madrid into selling
You
your best
won't get
asset.
bullied. Real Madrid do that. That's what they done.
You
That's
might
what
not
they
have
done.
a choice.
And he has a year left
They
on his
wait and pay
contract.
for-
You might have a year.
They
He's
wait
got a
and
year
pay
left
for
on
them
his
for
deal.
free. They don't pay the big dollars. They're not going to pay anything big anyway. So they're going to have to wait at
I
least
did have a
another year.
big thing to say, but carry on.
Anyway, listen, I
We're not
hear
here.
Martin. I hear Martin's opinion. The only problem here is that I believe Saliba is going to stay at Arsenal if Arsenal are serious. The problem is all the rivals don't think that Arsenal are serious. I believe that Arsenal can be serious. The problem is the ownership are not serious, Martin. You agree with me on that. Arsenal should have won something this season at least to convince the players to stay, the likes of Saliba, and I don't know who else is going to leave, but at the end, listen, Arsenal are not in a bad place. This injury will give context to the end of the season, Martin.
The knock
In
of Real
term-
Madrid is a different knock. That's it.
For everyone, for Man United, for Inter, for
Yeah,
Liverpool,
even for my
bro.
Why? Do you think
I
we're
am
in
just gonna
denial?
say something.
I
I'm
think
just
Trent
gonna
is
say
gone to Madrid. I'm not in
if
denial.
Real Madrid want Rodri's head might turn. Anyone's head might look. Anyone in the world, their head might turn.
Yeah,
Right?
because it's
Yeah.
The only thing that City have that other clubs don't have is the manager. Is the attraction of Pep. Having Pep Guardiola is a different thing. That is the thing, to be honest. Let me do these super chats
It's
before we
kind of like
actually
when
move
people
on.
flex how much the club sold a player for, and they make fun of Arsenal for only having like 40 million as our highest sale. I don't really care for being a selling club. I don't care what we sell for. I don't want to set records. I just want to keep the good players. And if Saliba doesn't win and wants to go, then he'd go, buddy. Like, I don't care. You're not good enough to win. I need to get someone in that's good enough. And Saliba's had a bad year anyway. So, look, I don't even know why we were focusing on it. It's not like he's at his best season.
No, okay. Again, because people take what you say, Martin, and they think that we're just talking about it. The reason why we're talking about it, someone super chatted my channel the other day. Said, "Why don't you say Konate to Real Madrid?" Show me the news that says
But
Real Madrid
Konate
are
is not
interested in
wanted by Madrid.
Konate and interested in Konate, and I will discuss it with Husam everywhere. But the only news that is here are Real Madrid are interested in Trent and Saliba.
And
Nobody
Saliba.
else. Anyway,
And
that is-
before Alaba signed his contract, it was Alaba. That's it.
Yeah.
Not
Guys-
Alaba. What's his name? Davies.
Alfonso Davis. Hit that like button, people. Listen to Luke. We have almost 700 people in the house. All these guys' channels are in the description. The Mancunian Way, Sarcasm City TV, of course, Durak Daris, and Don Husam as well. Big up my guy. He's saying, thank you, Mr. Mo. It is not about Arteta. The owners don't invest enough for Arsenal to win something major. I need to respond to this. It's very easy, right? The problem is a lot of people are convinced that Arteta are the main culprit in how Arsenal spend the money. But this January transfer window showed us it's actually the other way around. Like he wanted Watkins and they didn't want to spend the money. Neil Pal is saying, am I missing something here? League has 38 games. Can't be unlucky in 38 games.
I agree. It's just hella excuses. You
Yeah,
plan for
we'll
this.
see
This
when
is
you
why you
get red
don't.
cards for what we got red cards for.
This
would
is
you
why,
agree?
hey, don't give the referee a decision to make.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
kick the ball away. Don't make daft challenges. Beat Fulham home and away, and you win the league title.
Don't
nothing
go
to do
for the ball with
referees.
your head too. They'll get called a red card if you try and head
Again,
the ball.
make all the excuses you want, man. It's good.
No,
It's
I'm
cool.
just giving
Your
you like
team's not
actual
good enough.
football we were trying to play
And
and we got red cards for it.
All right, cool. And I'm giving you beat Brighton at home regardless.
Okay.
If you're going
Fonzie
to win a
said
league title, beat Brighton at home.
I just have to say something. I have something to say. Igal and Martin are completely different. They aren't delusional both. They have different opinions. Igal, I think actually Martin is one of the most realistic people about the club. You just don't want to hear it, Fonzie, because you don't like Arsenal and you just want to say that all Arsenal fans are delusional. The man sat here and said, if Arteta don't win anything and there's a better option, I'm here for it, for him to be replaced. But you don't want to hear it, Fonzie.
Mo, what happens if there's not a better option in his opinion? Is it keep him?
But there's no other option, Flo. It's what you want us to do. Let's fold the club. Yeah, and you're like, just Arsenal.
Is there no better option? You telling me there's no better option out there than Mikel Arteta? Is this what we're saying?
If there is no one available, the better than Mikel Arteta, what do you want them to do?
No, I'm saying.
You keep saying available.
Is that what we're saying?
Make a man, especially if you're a club like Arsenal challenging for the league.
Yeah,
They pay 15 million a year, which is second most in any manager. So they can attract any manager in world football, barring a team that's
talking
good.
like,
What we
you're
doing
talking
here?
like this man's genius.
Let's be honest, Mo. If they win at your manager and threw more money at Inzaghi, they could go take Inzaghi if they want. Let's be honest.
They can. If they want, they can. They
I
can
thought
go.
So
Inzaghi was good.
so let me ask you, Mo, is Inzaghi a better manager than Mikel Arteta?
At the current moment, I believe so.
He
Alright,
is, but he
so-
won't work at Arsenal. In my
Okay,
opinion.
whether you work at Arsenal or not, there's your option that's better than. So we've dispelled this myth that there's no one else out there. With one name.
But who said that? Who said that Inzaghi wants to go?
We're not saying
I
he
know,
won't-
but
no,
that's not the
and
point.
nobody said that. What I'm saying is the whole thing was if there's nobody better than Arteta, and we've come up with a name inside.
There are many managers in the world that are better than Arteta. I believe Ange
Okay.
Flick is better than Arteta.
So there's options that are better than that they could get.
Are they available to them? That is the whole
Yes,
point.
there is. If there's that many, yes. If there's that many managers, of course they would be. They pay the money. They
If Real Madrid get Xabi Alonso this summer and Ancelotti is available, that's another one.
I don't
The
think,
only reason it's ironic.
can I say something about this? I think Ancelotti, if he goes to Arsenal, he doesn't challenge with Arsenal.
Been here an hour and I've not even touched my lot yet.
We'll talk about Man City now. Arteta's record in cup games is horrible. Didn't they try to win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup? They tried, they couldn't. Isn't this on the mentality and tactics always the case of a bigger fish to fry? No, Neil Pal, he played his first team in both games and he just lost. It just wasn't good enough.
Nah,
It's not about the mentality.
They didn't lose. They was unlucky.
Again, it's
What was what?
Yeah, man. They didn't lose. They was unlucky, Mo. I'm with you, man.
You were
I
unlucky
stand with
too,
you.
but you guys.
I stand with you. Hey, man, I stand with you, man.
bro.
They was unlucky, Mo.
Oh,
I'm saying,
my
be real, man.
God, bro.
I told you guys, you didn't want to
What?
believe me. Stop it.
I
Don't even
stand
try.
with mine with
You're
that. They was
sarcastic.
unlucky there, man, in these cup
Everyone
Well,
subscribe to
Carabao
Sarcasm
FA Cup and look
TV.
what happened
More
to his club.
sarcasm over there as
He's
well.
only looking up.
I love
The problem is, you see, guys in the chat, these shows, they're
You
gonna
would
be
never
10
say it.
times worse in the summer. And I promise you this. They're gonna be way worse in the summer. People are gonna be way worse in the summer. You know why? Once it's a decision to get fucking Cisco, they're gonna be way worse. Arsenal fans, you gotta know it now. Wait.
By
Just
the way,
wait.
all of this, if you guys are doing all of this just to get fucking Sesko in the summer, please don't expect us to go like, oh, Sesko back. Like, don't do all this and just go get fucking Sesko at the end. Go get someone proper, if you're going to wait
There's
all
no
along.
one proper out there, really.
There is. Okay,
Many of
there
them
is.
are proper players.
I love you,
There's no
Martin.
one else.
There
no
is,
one better,
Martin.
man.
Wallahi, there
Like
is,
it's cut
Martin.
and dry. Like we can go buy a Kane or a Lewandowski in their prime.
No one better,
or
man.
anything like that. There's levels to this game, right? A lot of
Yeah, go and buy the
strikers
best.
out there are taking
Go
a
and buy
chance.
the best.
Yeah, go and buy the best. Fact.
Or how about Scout Bell? Because when
Okay,
they
who do we buy?
we like
Buy
you go and
Gyökeres.
find someone.
Buy
No,
Osimhen.
forget even
I don't know about
Gyökeres or
Gyökeres.
Osimhen.
Buy,
Everyone's talking-
I'm gonna give you other options. Buy Thuram from Inter. Like, Just
Yes.
buy Thuram. Like
That
Thuram is a
that's what
fucking
we're
if
talking
you
about.
wanna
baller.
if you wanna
That's not a
play this
guaranteed
game,
title.
if you want to play this game, right? I can just throw names that are won't even cost 100 mil. Osimhen won't, Eucharist won't, Thuram won't, Lautaro won't. We can have names, bro. I want that.
Don't bid 120 million for Isaac. I know Newcastle fans are telling you 150, but that's not reality, Martin. This is the thing, you're listening to the fans. Stop
I'm listening
Anyway.
to Newcastle
fans.
and Saudi Arabia on that one. They're
And
not
even,
letting him
and even
go.
with the
Who
even with
said
the
this?
Isak thing,
Find me a statement when Newcastle or PAF have come out and said it's 150 mil.
right, we just
They've
speculating.
said
Right?
he's not for sale.
Okay,
Yeah, of
okay,
course they
Martin.
must
You said you need a striker and a forward, right? You agree? Okay.
To win the
Kvaratskhelia
league guaranteed.
Kvaratskhelia,
$15
50 million pounds. Would you have taken him at Arsenal?
Yeah,
I would
100%.
take it.
There you go then. So there are players out there.
Yeah, but I don't
100.
think that
There's
they're
no
at the
player.
level which people are talking about, where it's
There's
just
no
like go
players
buy
out there.
one person who win the league, guaranteed
Yeah,
120 million.
even by the way, nobody is guaranteed to win the league. Even if you sign Haaland, it doesn't guarantee you winning the league.
Yeah,
but it's
guarantee it doesn't work.
we
in football.
try to sign the
Yeah,
best.
it's about giving yourself the best
Well,
possible
what did
opportunity.
Haaland get, like 50 goals in his first season or something like that?
Yeah,
Like,
but even
that's as close
outside
as
of
you
that,
get to
'cause
a guarantee.
everyone's talking about Isak now. When he was at wherever he was at before Newcastle, I believe Spanish, was it Sociedad? The name was
Sociedad,
Yeah, it was,
yeah,
it was Sociedad. How about your scouts do their job and go find another Isak?
I wish
They
we got
did.
the-
They
when he
did.
was
That
fully
summer they
released.
signed Gabriel Jesus for more money than Isak.
Exactly. So Isak was there. We just don't know about him. So there's players out there. So
But
I
it's a
hate the
risk
fact
too.
of
Like
this
he
whole
was
thing.
injured for most of a season there, wasn't he? Right? Like there's no guarantees, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Jesus had injuries.
There is
at
no,
City
there's no
and you took that,
guarantees. No,
No
there isn't no
guarantees.
Jesus
guarantees.
No
had
one-
injuries at
no
City
one-
and you took that
No
risk.
one can sit
You
here
saw
and
Pep
say that,
prefer to play Kevin De Bruyne a false nine
fairness,
over
Martin.
Jesus.
that
Every
even
side-
Liverpool,
every
even if
side
they
back
sign
there.
someone next season, it's not guaranteed for
No-
them.
no
Nothing's
guarantees, but you give
guaranteed.
yourself
No,
There is no guarantee.
Martin,
You
to
give
be fair,
yourself the
let's
best
take
possible
that.
opportunity.
That's
David,
it.
That's
not
what you have to
fair.
do.
We
We
also-
signed Darwin Núñez 70 million. He's fucking shit. I'd sell him tomorrow.
It's funny thing. I'd actually the Chris Wood profile is the kind of striker that I've been searching for, rather than an Isak. Now I've got all these injuries. Yes, I need an Isak, but like, it's funny how I want like a poacher goalman and Chris Wood, who's I've been slandering for his entire career because he's a fucking Kiwi, is now showing the craziest form of his life and getting more goals than people like Isak.
I wouldn't be mad if you signed Chris Wood. That's a good signing. Probably
Yeah.
he can get you 12, 13 goals
Yeah.
off the bench. That's a smart signing.
Nilut Palace saying all for nothing season 6 incoming.
And Nilat Pal will be there, first customer. Can't wait.
Yes.
For it.
Momo, are you winning the league now? I still think Inter will win the league. Nilut Pal, I still think so. We won
Yeah,
yesterday.
you robbed Fiorentina though. You robbed them. The ball was
How would we
completely
rob
out.
them?
The ball is completely out. Don't even lie.
Did you see the penalty though? Did you see the penalty? It's by the law, it's not a penalty. You know that. You know that it's by the law, it's not a penalty. A goal kick or a penalty, you fraud. Have
You
some
should have
shame
made a
on the
video of
forum.
Fiorentina robbed.
Big up, Jordz trying to pretend to be Arsenal was a jokes. I don't get that.
His
happened?
reference in a Sport Bible video. Big up to Sport Bible, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Oh, you're on
Jordz,
Sports
I love
Bible.
this.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah.
Celebrity. Fucking hell, let's go.
Celebrity
Hey.
now.
Hey,
Yeah.
go on, Lord.
Love
Listen,
that.
I will just say that I didn't last very long, as my guy Miena would know. I went out first round, so he
Yeah,
already knows.
first You know who is the first one, huh? You're the first one.
George, do you know that meme with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's sitting and he's like, you, like, yeah, I recognize you in a second, like, yeah.
But you were great, to be honest. The problem is because I knew I couldn't take what you're trying to say, to be honest, because I knew that you were a fucking Spurs fan. Full-blown weekly shit on Arsenal again. Peace out. Oh, my.
Oh, world's smallest violin for you, mate. Oh, how about
It's
your
all right,
team
Sandra.
wins
I'm
and then we
good,
shut
buddy.
up? How about you know
Still
what?
wrong.
That's how you stop rival fans shitting on you. Win. If Arsenal win the Premier League, guess what we all do? Shut up and congratulate you lot, and you lot can shit on us. But you lot won't. We said there's no guarantees in football. The guarantee is that Arsenal won't win nothing this season again.
Don't let us
That's a
win
guarantee.
first. You'll be the first guy I call.
Of course. And I will be there and I'll apologize and say, hey, Martin, you was right. Congratulations. Enjoy winning the Premier League.
Emmanuel is saying every club
Oh, you know,
overhyped their
stupid.
players.
Sorry.
Every club overhyped their players. Chelsea fans were saying Levi Colwill was better than Saliba, and they got fucking cooked for it, by the way, everywhere. Them fans were calling more Mikey Moore, Neymar.
Emmanuel, that's the fucking point. you're literally, that's why we speak about these players. I gave you the example of Salah, Ballon d'Or contender. That's all I said for 6 months. And these guys would fucking micro-analyze every first touch, bro, like every pass. And they would come on spaces and go like, do you see in the 67th minute the pass that he played that went outside? That's literally what they would do. It's fucking normal. Get used to it.
As he's saying, Tim Lewis and Richard Garlick are the main culprit. Arsenal ownership are
The same
absolutely-
SE who called into Mo's show in the summer and said, we're great, we're fine, we have a fantastic squad, we're going to go
Somebody
get over
remembered
the line.
everything.
I'll never forget you,
is
SE.
that
You're
what
one
he
of
said?
the positive, toxically positive little frauds. And now you're going, oh, this is Richard Garlick fault. I promise you learned Garlick name last week. You didn't know who the fuck he was last week. All of a sudden, it's all his fault. Please,
Is
bro.
that what he
please.
said in a
have
summer?
a day off.
SE,
Have a
man.
day off.
Oh, that's not a good look,
It's
man.
SE fraud.
Guys,
man.
wallahi, you guys are in trouble because Husam even don't forget callers, bro. There's callers.
Yeah, I
Big
don't
up
forget
people
anything.
being-
I remember exactly what people say, bro. I remember exactly what they say.
Oh my God. Martin being too fragile. It's Madrid knock. If a player wants a move, it will happen. If Palmer says he wants Madrid, he will be gone for a lot. Simple.
Yeah.
I don't think Martin disagreed with this.
Any
But that's
team on
fine.
this panel is in danger if Madrid call for any of our players because it's
I'm the
fucking
only
reality.
one that is might not be in danger because my guys are Italians and they want to eat pizza. And
Yeah,
pasta
I
and
get
all
that. That's different. Yeah. Like Italian
So
players like to
Rodri
play in
comes back,
Italy.
Martin, are you selling him to Real Madrid?
Say that again.
If Rodri comes back, are you selling Rodri to Real Madrid?
Cost them a lot of money.
That's all I'm saying. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah, but Martin, you're missing the point. It's not about if Martin would sell him. It's the fact that Rodri's head could
That's what
turn.
I said. Yeah, I'm not in
Yeah,
charge.
but by the way, even LB said, I remember LB and Nobbins both said, if Real Madrid come knocking Rodri, we need to find a replacement in case his head's
Yeah,
turned.
yeah. Like, so yeah,
Like it's just
the reality.
simple, you know. Silly.
Speaking of reality, guys, I'm gonna head out because I want to go eat before the Everton game because my stomach will be in
Blessings,
my
Are
ass.
you nervous? You feeling it?
Of course, it's a derby. No one's not nervous
My
before a
man
derby.
said that if we lose today, title race is on anyway.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm in meltdown mode already, bro. Listen, don't
Go
fuck
ahead.
up
Go
this
ahead.
game. Right?
Go ahead.
Go,
Get out.
Moisey.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Couple of super chats to do. Jordz in the middle. I like it. Actually, like it like this. It's nice. It's nice. Silly bloke on the top right. He's back to the top right. Literally
So
said
it's back,
unlucky
maybe
because it was a single game difference. Unlucky deflection equal plus 3 points. Small brain banter low.
Nothing to
I've,
do
got
with
going
banter.
to, I've literally got to go in about 10 minutes, Mel. So
Yeah.
if you want to do the same
Yeah, if we're
thing,
going to cook City, we're
I
going to
want to do the city
we've
though,
got
but
an hour.
Let me just respond to this. You failed
let
to,
him respond.
if you failed to beat Fulham home and away. If you would have beat Fulham at home or beat Fulham away, you would have won the league. Nothing unlucky about that. Quality. And you have a
has
lack
an
of it.
answer for everything, Tony.
Of course. Did I say there that was incorrect in that
You
statement?
can say that about any of the teams we lost to, but
No,
it's not just
yeah, but
one
I'm
team we
using
lost
but I'm
to, it's
using
like
Fulham
it's
as an
every
example.
team we lost to combined.
Exactly,
It's-
but Fulham are losing to Aston Villa. I hear that because Villa are actually a quality side. Fulham are not.
the one that pisses me off is West Ham, I think.
Okay,
But,
wait,
Yeah.
use
I
West
don't
Ham.
want to go
Which-
into just.
Whichever
West
one you
Ham,
want to use,
yeah.
you can use West Ham or Fulham, either or.
The Fulham we played like crap. That was definitely one we deserved.
It was
to lose.
twice, though.
I think
That's the
that
problem.
happens in a season, and you can still be expected to have a good chance of winning the league, and maybe luck is the deciding factor. But
It's not
we
no
don't have to
luck.
go back.
You didn't beat Fulham home or away. That's not luck. That's skill.
Yeah, okay.
Flawless is deliberately trolling. Ignore him, Martin.
Why am I trolling? People
can't
ain't gonna
ignore it.
state facts. I don't be trolling.
Do you know what the
Hey.
problem is? I wallah al-azim Diallo. I genuinely believe that Flawless doesn't say anything. His channel is called Sarcasm TV. But he's a very objective person that just say it in a sarcastic way. But he's very
My
objective.
natural tone.
like,
Yeah, it's my natural tone. Sorry, this is how I
nah,
sound.
people, you think that, but it's not actually. He actually hears other debates and arguments, which debates back. I agree with Flawless. There is no one available out here who's better than Arteta,
Agree.
who earns more than Arteta, and no one is better than Killer Kai.
Hey,
Yo,
I agree
that's
with
cool.
that, man.
That's called trolling.
Our rival's going to be okay that they can't slander Kai for the rest of the season. Now he's injured. I know it's a big thing for you guys, but
I don't know what is to say, to be honest. When I'm talking about Arsenal, there is nothing to talk about now because Kai is not there.
hey, we're going to
here
have some
for the-
fun. Marino striker, Calafiore
Yeah.
striker. It's going to be fun.
Here for the trolling, but let's have a mature conversation. But we are having a mature conversation.
It's tough
Diallo,
when
you
people
just don't want to
start-
hear it.
Yeah, it's just tough when people can't accept the facts. The reason why Arsenal are failing is not my fault. Blame your manager, your players, and your club.
You're a liar, Husam. Wallahi, I didn't say any of the shit. I'm going to tell him, SE. Next one, just put a comment and I'm going to put it for him. On his channel, just say that. Or on Al Ahwa, SE, and I'm just going to call him. Fulham have the second best London derby record.
Oh,
That is just a
Lord.
response.
All right, more copium. Yeah, all right. So they have
Anyway.
the second best London, so it's okay not to beat them home or away. All right.
Look, I have to take everything Paul says with a grain of salt because we're like psychological warfare for the last 30 years as fans.
No, I have to. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to speak about two topics. The first one is City. I said in the football terrace that City can come back from this. They can go to Madrid and win if Pep Guardiola changes the way he plays. Does anybody disagree with this?
Yeah.
Totally disagree. Ties over.
Why is that?
Because I think stylistically, Real Madrid are all wrong for Manchester City. They were even at their best and scored 3 goals and should have scored much more. I said
So
this before
what
the
if
time.
Pep changed like 2 seasons ago? 2 seasons ago, Pep changed the way he played, guys, when he was at Real Madrid.
I don't think he has the personnel to execute a game plan to do that. I don't think City's problem is scoring. They can go there and score goals. I just think they're going to concede. That's the problem. In my opinion.
I've never seen a City side.
Yeah,
give away
exactly.
goals.
Hang on a minute. Let's get back. Let's stop this City stuff on tactics and everything else. Yesterday was nothing to do with tactics. Nothing to do with tactics. People have eyes. I'm begging people start using them. For the first half yesterday, everyone had a meltdown at that 11. That 11 worked fine for the first 45 minutes. It worked perfectly fine. Worked perfectly fine. John Stones, his CDM, was doing fine. Yeah, listen, there's this belief Real Madrid aren't going to have chances. The Real Madrid. This is not a computer game, people. Good teams will create chances no matter how or what form you are in. That's football. What I'm pissed off about, and I'll be straight with you, is Real Madrid didn't beat us because they were the mighty Real Madrid. They beat us because we gifted them the goals again.
Yeah.
I have got to go.
Actually, that's not true. They actually had way more chances than you, Martin. Ederson had a phenomenal game.
Not about chances. Stop on about these chances. Stop doing this.
How? They had plenty of chances.
Stop doing SofaScore.com.
I watched the game. Ederson had a magnificent game in terms of saves. Bellingham chance.
No, not doing this. Edison made 2 errors that led to goals.
And he saved 2 one-on-ones as well. Okay, are we changing the narrative now? He saved 2 one-on-ones as well. Yes, he made errors.
No, stop talking utter garbage. He does. Mo, let me explain. I know it's your show, but let me speak. You've invited me on.
Go ahead, speak. There you go. In the middle. Go in the middle and speak.
You are 86 minutes. You are 2-1 up. You are not doing any. You're okay. All you got to do, 7 minutes, see it out. I have a goalie, ball in my hand. He has 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and does some weird scissor kick straight to Jude Bellingham. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't tell me that's Pep Guardiola. Pep's not said, Eddie, kick the ball to Jude. Off you go, mate. That's Bozo. He brings on Rico Lewis, who was literally autograph hunting all second half. Autograph hunting. The guy's a kid. Everyone goes, oh, we should be playing kids. That's the reason he's not playing kids. They're not ready. They're autograph hunting. You spent 35 million on Kushinov and he sits him on a bench. Why? Why? Because the back line worked in the first half. You have got a Ange right back who goes off injured again. It worked first half. So all you're going to do is swap out a Ange Kushinov. Ignores it. And he brings on Rico Lewis, who literally, watch what Real Madrid did from the 46th minute. He told Mbappe, go and have a field day, mate. Go and have a field day. And they targeted Rico Lewis for 50 minutes.
So the manager then, so you're saying?
For that one, yes. Then I've got Mateo Kovacic, who comes on, experienced guy, plays a suicide ball. I don't know what you're doing. You're 86 minutes, rose edit, see it in the crowd, do whatever you want, put it out for a throw-in. You don't kick it up in the air. Rico Lewis tries to do some jumping header. I don't know what he was doing. Lets the ball bounce. Well, see you later. Edison wants to come and do Superman again and come flying out of his box.
That throw from Edison.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having this
away.
on Pep yesterday. The subs were on Pep, but I'm telling you now, yesterday was on bozo moments again and again and again. We get whipped by Real Madrid because they outplay us and they outscore us and they out-demolish us. I'm all for it. But we are literally Santa Claus. We are in February and we're still playing Santa Claus, giving out Christmas presents. I don't know what we're doing. I've had enough of it.
To implode at the end of the game. Like, I don't know. I just saw it coming. I saw the second goal coming, like the last goal coming. Once they scored, it felt like you guys were going to let another goal in. Like, if something happens at the end of the game, I saw it in the 5-1. You just let us waltz through you guys.
You know, this is my point. We equalise at Arsenal. 30 seconds later, Foden, yeah, mate, have the ball. What are we doing? I want a team to beat us to beat us, not because we're gifting wrapping every single goal. United, 1-1. It was the worst derby I've seen in 30 years. Nunes, yeah, mate, yeah, Diallo, have the goal, mate. And Edison again. How many more times? I told you in the summer, Edison is off to Saudi. His head has been in Saudi all summer. At the moment, I feel sorry for poor Scott Carson because he's the guy who should be getting the game because the other two idiots keep making errors.
Is that what you want?
At the moment, I want to put Scott Carson in. The reason I'm not blaming Pep so much is this is a rebuild. I'm okay with this season. Rebuild it.
I thought you're winning the league next season, though.
Next season, we'll go again. And we will rebuild. I'm expecting 6, 7, 8 plays out the door.
Right, then.
That's what I'm expecting. That's what needs to happen.
I don't see you winning the league next season, to be honest, at all.
And we need to bring people in. Because there's different things. My board will react. There's the difference between a Arsenal or a Liverpool or whatever. My board will react. It will react. Show me in January.
No, all the players you got in January are not actually title material winners. Actually,
this is what I was saying about buying players right now. Like buying strikers feels the same. The level of quality in the market seems very low.
Alan gets injured. We needed one.
Marmoush is not a striker that can play in Pep's system.
Sorry, he got 34 goals, but he's not going to be a striker in City. He's going to be a 10. He's going to be a versatile player.
He won't be a 10. He can't replace Kevin De Bruyne. He can't. He's not that
No
guy.
one can replace Kevin De Bruyne. You're presuming
he can. It's better to play Foden to replace Kevin De Bruyne than actually play Marmoush to replace Kevin De Bruyne.
Foden, by the way, I thought was phenomenal when he came on. That was the best.
It was very good. It was very good. The best I've seen from him, to be honest.
Jack Grealish started the game really positively. He got a bloody groin injury, which is son of the season.
The one thing I feel like you're probably not addressed so much is the mentality. Don't you think it's the mentality has been the issue? Because I think a lot of people they always talk about the tactics, what's going on the pitch, the breakdown and half space, and sometimes you ain't got to look that far. You guys have bottled games time and time again, especially in the last 10 or 15 minutes, all season long. Your players literally look like they've got no fight left in them as soon as they concede that equalizing goal. It's like,
no, they haven't got any fight. They've got nothing left. Yeah. But what we've done is, and this is where I do blame the board and Pep, we thought we could get one more season out of this group of players. Because the plan was to rebuild this summer. I was told it was going to be, but they put it on hold and they were going to go to this summer. And that was then what they wanted to do. They took it too long. They've literally gone to the well or whatever you want to say too many times. And literally, you've now got 6, 7 players who have just aged out. They're not playing. They've done everything in world football. They've won everything from a Carabao Cup to a Club World Cup. The motivation ain't there anymore for some of them. And that happens. Gary Neville, this forward, has talked about this on numerous occasions.
Having to refresh.
You know when that team is coming to the end. This team's come to an end.
Don't you think it's coming to the end because of what's happening with Pep a little bit too, though? Like, it's not just the players not having the mentality.
They will never blame Pep. They will never blame Pep. Can't do anything.
He's distracted. He's out of
Martin did just say it was Pep. He said Pep. He said this is
the problem is I still believe that this team.
I'm not going to say Pep out, though. I'm not going to say Pep out.
How are you going to be Pep out? He fucking won a
Lots of
triple,
people are
4
doing
pay.
that.
It's
Like I said,
impossible.
you just come off a show that saying Pep's finished. You know what I mean? So
Who
let's
said
not do
Pep is
that.
finished? Who said Pep is finished? Who
Did you
said
say
that?
Pep was finished, Mo?
No, I
I'm
never
asking.
said that, bro.
Okay, cool.
Probably
Nah, I'm
was a
asking,
troll. Probably it was a
Oh,
joke
I've
or
got about
something.
12 YouTube channels who are big ones up in there.
It's not me, bro. It's not me. Pep is finished. I was so happy that Marmoush is being was going to be coached under Pep Guardiola. Being coached under Pep Guardiola is a very good thing.
He's played 2 games, sorry.
Yeah, but the problem with it, I think you actually panic signed. Kozanov is a panic signing. Marmoush is a panic signing. You were never in for Marmoush before the January transfer window. Liverpool were in for him.
We were looking at Mamouche in November, December. We started negotiating with Nico at the start of Jan, but we were told to come back at the end.
That guy injured, Nico Gonzalez.
He wasn't.
Was he injured? He's injured, right? Like it's.
See,
I actually
know
don't
that
believe that.
He probably shouldn't have played him against Leighton Orient. I get why he did, but it really wasn't the game. If you an FA Cup against a lower league team is not really.
I don't see City
always
dominating again unless you go and sign the superstars next season again in the summer. Signing young and upcoming players is not going to work for you. I don't believe that Pep has the stamina to
We are doing
recoach again.
a rebuild, a 10-year rebuild. Because the one thing you'll notice with City, we won't. Once we've done this in the summer, we won't keep going back to the market and spending 300-400 million. We're not going to do that.
I hear you. I'm for me. I will wait for the summer, but I don't think City are like back. You know what I mean? Back. He's gonna dominate. It's gonna be Liverpool and
transition. And this is where I do disagree with Martin early. We can pull off an FA Cup in that situation.
Yeah.
And even more. And so we've got a decent draw. Listen, we're without the Champions League. There's no. You can't.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
You can't go to the Bernabeu and roll down.
The game has.
What's the prediction for that game then?
I still think like more likely Real Madrid will win, but I still think that the people that say City have 0 chance, the game is done, it's over. I think this is delusional. It's one goal.
Zero chance, but it's.
No, but Mo, what
like,
you're doing,
bro,
let's be on now, Mo. Let's be honest. You're doing
Jordz, you see it.
He wants to do the talking point thing. Oh, City might win, you know. City. He wants to make sure City fans are going to come on into the game with some.
Can I explain then? Can I explain to you the difference?
But just like you said,
Let me explain to you the difference.
All right, go.
Let me explain to you.
He's devil's advocate.
No, it's not. It's a genuine belief. If you ask me, for example, Sporting Lisbon just got smashed by Dortmund 3-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances Sporting Lisbon going through? Zilch, 0%.
This is the Bernabeu, Mo. This is not. This is
Hold
not.
on. No. I have seen City recently go to the Bernabeu and get a result back when Pep wanted to. When Pep changed the way he played 2 seasons ago. When he went to the Bernabeu and gave up position. And
not the way we are.
Played.
No, Mo, not the way we are this season. This season we are 2-0.
Yesterday, you were 10 minutes away from winning 2-1. I still believe that if Pep goes to there and play a little bit defensively and more cautious, steal a goal, I still believe that you can win it 1-0 or 2-1.
But your prediction is for them not to win, though. That's not your prediction.
Yes, that's what's so annoying.
Yeah. Because I would be delusional to sit here and say that someone is going to Real Madrid trailing 1-0 or 3-2 down, doesn't matter, 1-0,
so
and being favorites to win the game. Yes.
Not favorites, so you understand why you think they have a slim chance.
No, yeah, but I have a problem with the people that sit here and say the game is done, it's over. There's no point to playing the game.
Well, City last season.
It's flawless. I have seen Man City fans say send the kids.
No, Mo, because
that's
right?
crazy.
No, because Mo
exactly flawless. See, like people think that the game that they make me think that City have lost 4-0 or 3-0.
Like the is pretty much close to being over, but don't send the kids. It's crazy.
No, I'm not saying send the kids. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. That's just emotions, though. Martin wouldn't say that.
Newcastle's more important right now than Real Madrid.
In the league, you mean?
Yeah. Newcastle on Saturday is more important than Madrid.
See, I disagree with this. I still think you can go through, in my opinion.
To do what? At some point, we're hitting Liverpool. At some point, we're hitting.
You might not, though. You might not, though. You might not.
What do you want us to do? Of course we are. You want to win it. If you're staying in it, Mo,
really, I don't see football. There are games where I say there is 0 chance. This is not the game. Trailing 1-0 or 3-2, it doesn't matter.
We're getting 100 million in the Club World Cup in the summer, so it's not like we need the money.
No, it's up to you to think that. And I disagree with you. I disagree with you.
How much better do you feel about not having to be in the knockout rounds after seeing these guys having to play each other? Like,
Yeah, it's
Go
very
ahead,
good,
Ed.
of course. Very
It
good.
looks very stressful and very draining.
But I was never worried about that. My club was always gonna make it to the round of six. You
What's
knew
interesting
that.
Hey,
about the
Mo, you
Champions
fancy it?
League,
Sorry, go on, Martin. Sorry, my
Sorry.
bad.
I just mean it's not luck anymore. In like you basically earn. I know you got unlucky to get Real Madrid, but you earn your
Yeah, of
next
course.
round.
Real Madrid and Man City deserve each other because of the shameful performances that they played in the first in the group
I
stages.
bet they
It's
change the rules next year, and I bet they do something because they won't like this. UEFA won't like this.
actually, I like it. Actually, now I understand it.
UEFA won't.
I like it. I like it, bro. I
UEFA
played you
won't
on
like
your
this.
ground. I humbled you on your ground. You couldn't win. I am the reason why you are playing Real Madrid today.
So did you win in my ground?
No, I didn't win. I went to your
Oh,
ground
okay,
and I
yeah,
did a
back
draw
in
and
the
went back. Here
Yeah,
we
back in
are.
the
I am sitting in the round of 16. You're here saying my tie's over versus Real Madrid. Why are you mad?
No, let's not do this.
Why
John,
are you mad?
Tottenham won 4-0. United, the worst team in 20 years. The United team in 20 years, come and beat us. You got a draw to get back in your box.
I got a draw when you were at the
back in
top
your
at the
box.
beginning of the season. You were top of the league.
Not
remember?
necessarily. Spurs beat them 2-1 when I think one.
But
of
also,
their
to be honest with you, Spurs always shit on fucking. I remember the Champions League games.
You could
The
have won a raffle.
Llorente game, the Aguero goal that was called
Win
off.
a raffle, Mo.
Spurs always have fucking City's number, bro. It's for some whatever fucking reason. Apart from when it mattered, the only time when it mattered, they shot the bed because it didn't matter for them. It mattered for Arsenal. So they did the right thing.
Well, technically, we'd lost like our last 7 of 10 games that season, so it wasn't like we just lost against them. We lost against everyone, but yeah.
Anyway, so listen, don't believe Mo's lies. The man from Uncle. I don't lie. I don't. By the way, if I'm doing devil's advocate, I will tell you I'm doing devil's advocate. But I'm not. I genuinely believe that City have a chance still. But anyway, listen, there is no time to speak about the Terzic. We'll speak about it tomorrow or the day after or something, unless George has time for us.
I got
because
5 minutes. But, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let me tell you something. There is the change because the question is very simple. Do you think a change of a manager will change the fortunes of the club this season in Europa
This
League?
season, well, it
Mo,
can.
See you, man. See you, man.
It can.
Lessons learned.
It definitely can, but will it? I don't think so. That's the thing. I just don't think it will. Just looking at this team, I don't think this team's ready to compete for Europa League. They've shown in these last 2 competitions, especially FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, that mentality-wise just wasn't there. The performance wasn't there. And even tactically, you can do all you want. As I said, like you can talk as much about as you want as tactics, but football is played up here in the head. It's a mental game. And if you don't go out on the pitch ready to compete, ready to put 100% effort, ready to go out there and beat the other team and have that belief, then you're never going to go do it. And that's why I just think that Tottenham right now, or Tottenham in the past, most importantly, we haven't done it. It's because mentally we're just all over the place. From the top to the bottom, the owners don't want to win. So it seeps down into the dressing room. It seeps down into the medical room, the cafeteria lady. They all just accept that they're not going to win.
You fucking given up? What is this fucking depressing shit? What are you giving up?
No, this season I've given up. At this point, yeah. What am I supposed to do this season, bro? We're 14th. Like, we're 14th.
But you can. Man United fans have not given up on winning the FA Cup, bro. At least Man United fans
that's
have
what we
given up.
do, man. We are scammers, man. We are Ponzi scheme FC. We've been here before.
Bro,
This is
I've seen Saeed say that he think they can win the Europa League and the FA Cup.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Guys can do
It's
that and
not
do
with
like
that.
I said I think we can win Europa League a few weeks ago. But when you see your team play the way that they did in the last 2 games, you don't have that belief. You just look at them and you say, nah, this team can't do it. So that's just what I look at.
Because you guys aren't even like attacking anymore. Like I don't know what Ange's
Well,
playing.
Martin, to go to what you said, I can sit here and talk about injuries. If there's anyone that could talk about injuries, it's my club. We've had a minimum
similar
of
number
6,
of injuries, but that's all Ange's talking about.
we've had a minimum of 6 players out for 4 months. A minimum of 6 players out for 4 months, and that's 6 first-team players.
They have a partnership of Archie Gray and Ben Davis. Anyone have some shame? Like,
No, but
this
they
is
bought a guy,
fucking shame, bro.
Janzo.
That's so. Yeah, we bought him, but he's just come back. Like he's not going to be amazing. He wasn't like he was signed and he's going to be like.
I just don't want to hear it from Ange because he's got the players there to keep playing the attacking football that he was playing.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I'm
not going to sit here and defend Ange, but you can't sit here and
By the way, I'm done with. By the way, I'm looking from outside. I'm done with Ange, bro. I don't think he suits. Like, Spurs. Like,
No,
this
I don't
guy-
think he does either. I
Yeah,
don't
like,
think he
خلاص.
does. I think
Like, I thought that he's a good manager and everything. It's not for Spurs, bro. You need a different kind of manager for Tottenham Hotspur. This guy's never gonna win anything for Spurs.
he needs
Like-
he needs to have a Man City level team where the fall
Yes.
off from the top players is going to be another top player and another top player and another top, because just the way that we play with the highest, I literally saw a graph the other day in attacking, in defending, off the ball and on the ball. Tottenham are the highest intensity team in the Premier League, and we clear everyone else, because when we're off the ball we're working hard, when we're on the ball we're working hard. It's just not sustainable to play that way. So then when you look at it and we've seen some tactical adjustments from him over the last month, the tactical adjustments just aren't good enough. He looks out of his depth when he's trying to make these
Yes,
tactical
thank you
adjustments.
so
And
much.
that's the problem for me. It's because people say he doesn't adjust. Yes, he does adjust, but the adjustments haven't worked. So essentially, when you're adjusting, it's not good enough. And when you're playing your way with this team, like look, the Liverpool game and the Aston Villa game, for me, this is what made me say Ange out, because it's the two literally opposites. We played and we adjusted against Liverpool, looked shit. And then we played our way against Aston Villa, we looked shit. Like, there's no two ways about it. You can play either way right now under the manager, and it's not going to work. So I can look at the players and say, yeah, the players aren't good enough, which is true. We have a lot of injuries, but ultimately, your job as a manager is, me, and I look at managers, coach is coach. You make players better. He hasn't made any players better. Our defense makes the same problems for the past 18 months. They make the same basic mistakes. Pedro Porro's not improved. Romero, even when he does play, he makes silly mistakes. So I just have to look at it and say he hasn't coached these players to get any better. And tactically, these players just look all over the place, because some of them are doing one job, the other one's doing another job. He's obviously not lost the dressing room, but the dressing room's not all there. It's brought into his style at the moment.
I have the same energy for Man United as much as Spurs. The problem is Spurs tried the solution I have. Man United haven't yet, which is bringing someone who is like an Antonio Conte or a Thomas Tuchel or someone from that ilk, who would just call out people, fucking ruthless in the dressing room, won't take any shit from anyone. The difference between you and Man United is that you have tried that and it fucking backfired. It didn't work out. So I don't know, where do you go from here? Do you need to start from the bottom? I don't know. I have no answer for Spurs. I know that I have a lot of Spurs subscribers that tell me, how do you think we can fix it? I'm like, I have no idea. It's all about the ownership. If the Qataris buy you, though, I guarantee you will be on top of the world within like 10, 15 years. You'll be there.
Apparently, the Qataris still want to keep they want to keep Daniel Levy in charge, so I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I promise you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
well, no,
matter.
because it will matter if they own the club, but he's still the chairman. They're not gonna have.
But I'm gonna tell you the reason why they're gonna keep him is because he knows the ins and outs of the club for a bit. It's a phase out process. They don't know, so he's staying, yes, but under their ownership is different. If the Qataris buy you, bro, with the financial powers you have, everyone should be scared, and I promise you, everyone should be scared.
Yeah.
So,
it's not going to happen anytime soon. So it's like planting a seed and just waiting.
Sorry. It doesn't matter who the manager is for either of these clubs, Man United or Spurs. Like, the institution is too strong for the manager to have any effect to like turn it around. Is that what we're feeling right now?
I don't think that's the case necessarily. A manager can come in. A manager just needs to work within his means and be a very good manager at working within his means. Like we saw under Pochettino, he coached. He made a lot of bad players look really good, but you can only do that for so long without significant investment, and that's the problem.
So sack Ange, sack Amorim, or
No,
I want to say Amorim. I'll take Amorim in a heartbeat. I'll be honest. I don't know about sacking Amorim.
For me, the Man United problems are way bigger than Amorim. To be honest, it's just way bigger than Amorim. Like it goes down to. By the way, everyone said. Ineos. Bro, Glazers still have the majority of the club. Yes, he makes sporting things, but his hands are tied behind his back. He can spend the money he wants. And also, this is for another show. I'm not going to speak about it, but we had the show about Amorim falling out with players, or players are not happy with the system. Man United don't have the financial power to change all the players, but they have the financial power to change the manager. So here we go again, cycle again, the same fucking thing again and again and again. It's for Spurs, like if Terzic coming, I think it's a right assignment, a foreign manager, someone like him, a German, if I'm not mistaken, or someone who's coached in Germany. I think it will be the right the right profile for Spurs, to be honest. He's balanced. I like his football. He's not bad. But will Spurs
Very
challenge
inconsistent.
again?
Very inconsistent across the league. Looked decent in the cup competitions, but wouldn't be a manager that I would want to bring in. He's not going to.
You aren't going to win the league soon, George. You need to focus on the cups. You need a manager that will win the cups. If you hired Thomas Tuchel, I would have said it's the
Okay, but he's not necessarily going to win the cups. I want an experienced manager that's actually experienced.
But it didn't work for you, George. Antonio Conte didn't work out for you.
Thomas.
Mourinho didn't work out.
Antonio Conte and Mourinho didn't work because they're very arrogant and they're one way or it's my way or the highway. Like that's the problem with those. They just didn't adjust and work within means. We still need a manager to work within means. Like for example, Thomas Tuchel, if he was available, don't get me wrong, he does have his arrogance and it's my way the highway a bit, but he still is willing to work within his means and he coaches players. He's actually a proper coach. He will get on the coaching pitch and make players better. And at the moment we have a very good young squad. So I think whatever manager comes in is going to have to be able to breed through these young players.
It's interesting you say you got a very good young squad. Does that mean that Levy's doing his job? Because Ange has spent 400 million plus, right? Like, are you doing the right thing or are you doing the wrong thing?
It's not Ange. That's the problem. Everyone goes, Ange just spend this money.
No, but I'm just talking about Levy and like the money that wasn't like. Imagine like Inzaghi spent 400 million or something, right? Like it's not a small amount of money.
Well, winning the Champions League if Inzaghi spends 400 million.
You'd think that there'd be a lot of pressure, but I feel like Levy's.
Well, when the majority of them are under 22 years of age, then there is going to be a problem.
400 million, bro.
We've spent all the players we signed this summer, barring Solanke, were under 22 or 23. They were all literally 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds. Last season, when you look back at it, we signed Dragusin, who was 21, 22 in this January transfer window. Every player we've signed under Ange, and half of them have been very young players, so they've never been ready to actually do anything and compete. Yes, that's
what
partly
Chelsea been saying yesterday, that they'd bought players that were too young, and then the potential fades, and then you end up with half of what you thought you might have, or something.
Yeah, exactly that. Potential's not guaranteed, and I'm not of the thought. Like even when we brought in Matisse Tell, I came on the show straight away and I said, "Yeah, he's a good signing. If it's a good player, but it's not the signing I want. Bring me Buemo, give me Semenyo, give me Wissa, and forget Tell because these are players that are proven. They're scoring right now. I don't need a player that's going to be good in 3 seasons. That doesn't work for me." And that's the problem. Every player at Spurs right now is supposed to be good in 3 to 4 years. They're not good right now, or they're decent. But then you look at like an Archie Gray, you look at a Bergvall. You can't get onto these players when they're not giving you top performances because they're young players. So you have to
why is Jacob cry? Oh, Jacob, you always cry if anyone says anything about Ange. You always cry, bro. I'm not saying it. It's the fucking news.
You gotta understand with Jacob. You gotta allow him, man. He's a Tottenham Hotspur fan. He's a Dallas Mavericks fan. He is going through it, man. You gotta treat him with kid gloves, man. Come on, man. He supports Tottenham Hotspur. The Mavs just traded away Luka. He is going through hell right now, man. You gotta understand that moment. You gotta be nicer. You understand where people are at. And he's a Dallas Cowboys fan as well. Come on, man.
Are you gonna cry, Jacob, if Ange is sacked? Are you gonna cry on the stream? We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. We'll see you tonight on Lawa. Can anyone in this panel list out the amount of top 6 clubs that spent in the last 5 years and how many of them won something? Arteta spending is decent for where we are now. Actually, I actually agree with that, which is Flawless mentioned this. I'm not gonna go in details on it. Big up my man for the super chat. The Arteta started from Zelsh. Basically, the club told him, you need to replace the whole team. He literally replaced the whole team with that money. Did he get like a lot of signings wrong? Yes. The Lokonga, the left back, the Nuno Tavares, and all these people. Like he got a lot of signings wrong, but he also got a lot of signings right. Like he got a lot of signings right, and he got a lot of signings wrong. And this is why Arteta should not have been the guy in charge of the 700 million, as people say.
You'll go back to that just quickly. He says,
go ahead.
He says, list the amount at the top. Wait, where is it? What I had to get to? List the amount the top 6 clubs have spent in the last 5 years and how many of them have won certain Chelsea have won a Champions League in the past 5 years. Manchester City have won 4 Premier Leagues and a Champions League in the last 5 years. Manchester United have won an FA Cup and a League Cup in the last 5 years. Liverpool, if I'm correct me, have won a FA Cup, a League Cup, and
Premier League and the Champions League.
And in the last, is it 5 years? So
yes,
they've
it's
all
2020.
won.
So, yes.
So they've all won something in the last 5 years.
Apart from Spurs.
Google it. Google is free, people. Like, come on.
Well, I'll tell you something too. I think he basically is saying that like, relative to other teams.
Oh, so how is he the worst?
To be honest with you, my man, you're cooked.
Yeah, what are we talking about, man? Come on.
No. Big up panel, Amorim and Ineos out, sack Ange too. The fact that people are saying out, it's gonna
just
crazy.
like sack everyone. He's like
big
sack everyone.
Sack
no pity for Spurs. You gave us Dyer and took Tell. Yes, Mina. But anyway, big up everybody that is here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know Jordz have a massive Spurs show at 9 p.m. UK time today. It's absolutely massive with a massive panel. So go and check out Durak Diaries. It's a fantastic show. I'm assuming it's going to be a massive panel for Spurs as well. So you guys.
Man. So make sure you tune in. And for anyone that didn't hear enough of Spurs today and you want to see more Spurs therapy and tears, tune in, man.
And Flawless. What do you got today? Of course, you got
you know,
11 p.m.
11:30 p.m. United Arsenal show. So I'll be there with the Arsenal.
Yes.
TJ will be there.
Where's the TJ?
Tony,
yes.
Yeah. 11:30.
Tony Claude and all these guys. A fantastic show as well. It's great. And Martin. Thank you for being here. Just here.
Any score predictions for Everton Liverpool?
Yes, I'm expecting Liverpool to fucking batter Everton for Husam to say we're now favorites after as well.
I think
they drop points. Yeah, 1-1. I think it's gonna be very close.
Okay. Hold on. Does it matter?
Yes.
It matters in terms of today, but does it matter overall? No.
It doesn't. I fucking said that. Husam's like, oh, why do you want to gaslight me, bro? They're fucking not. It's fucking 6 points, bro. Just anyway, we got everybody guys here.
We have to win at Anfield before anything's like potentially
which is not happening, right? Like no one is gonna fucking sit here and say Arsenal will go to Anfield and fucking win. So
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that, man. I respect it. You know what? Mine going down with the ship. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. The Titanic is sinking, and mine's like I am not going anywhere. I'm going hang.
These colors don't run.
You are going down with the ship. You are a loyal soldier, man. Like that is one thing. You are.
Big up everybody. Pick up everyone that joined us. We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you guys tonight on Al Hour with Husam. We're out, people.
See ya.